Yo, it's the dinner there to all the dudes and dudettes out there, man. Hey, man, say, man, what's the deal? What's popping with y'all? How y'all feeling? Per usual, I'm allow YouTube to do what it is that YouTube does and send out those notifications, get some people in here to give me an algorithm, all this and all that. Per usual. You know what I mean? Just want to put that out there. I want to get into some content, man, and the content that I'm gonna be getting into is going to be me piggybacking off a video that one of my player partners has done in regards to this faux extra situation. As you know, it's everywhere. Faux extra has become an overnight celebrity for all the wrong reasons, I guess you would say. Knowledge, knowledge, self 100. Knowledge, self 100. What's the dinner deal? How you feeling? My player partner, what's the dinner deal? What's up, man? I hope that you all, if you celebrated, had an amazing 4th of July yesterday for those that celebrate. But today, man, we're gonna be talking about knowledge born tapping in. Knowledge born, what's the dinner there, man? All love and respect, man. You know what I mean? On the reels. We're gonna be talking about four extras today. Fresh face, what's the dinner there? How you feeling, man? Peace and blessings to you and yours. We're gonna be jumping into this topic of four extras. I did a video yesterday and I told people, man, just because the brother disfigured, and I'm not mocking him, the honorable Louis Farrakhan has taught me that when a black man fails, don't laugh, learn. So one of the philosophies and teachings that I live by is today me, tomorrow you. 100. Today I can lose my job. Tomorrow you can lose your life. Tomorrow you can lose something of essence that means something to you. So today me, today my pain, today my despair, today my hardships, today's my challenges of today, right? But tomorrow it can be you. So when a black man is in despair, when a black man has fallen victim to his own folly or to the traps and snares of society, don't laugh. Learn. That's important. It's key. Just like Brother 4X's had to immediately find out that words have power. You can manifest the things that happen in your 360 degrees of existence. Y'all seen the video? If you haven't, then let's get into it. Let me play the video again. And this should prove to you that words have power. Be mindful of what you say, for the tongue is a double-edged sword. You can either talk peace or you can talk war. You can speak a curse or you can speak a blessings. It's all on you. What you gonna do with your words? This is direct proof that words have power. I know most of y'all seen it. If you haven't seen it, we about to get into it. Let me see, man. Let me cue this up, share this. If anybody want to come on and say a thing or two to your player partner, please do so. Let me put the thing in the thunder name. All right, I think I already put it up in there. Let me see. Yeah, I already put it in there. So let me play this video, man. Whoa, that was the wrong button. There you go, right here. For those of you that may be living up under a rock or don't, often come on social media, this is what it is right here. Let me see what else I got. Faux extra related. This is the dudes from Texas talking about him. And for those of you who don't know who Faux Extra is, this is the character Faux Extra.
And homies, I'm a bitch on Vernon Avenue, nigga. I don't know what they thought. They thought I was coming back, bitch. On Vernon Avenue, I'm out. And homies, nigga, XL. Oh, hood, I done told that motherfucker up, ran it up, come out here and tear it back up. To all the hater niggas that hate bitches. On Vernon Avenue, I'm back, bitch. Off the...
Pause. You can off top tell that Faux Extras is a brother that has a very limited vocabulary. Because everything that he says on Vernon Avenue, 40 Crib, bitch, this, that, and third. His vocabulary is limited. So if his vocabulary is limited, that's a major indicator that this brother isn't really a scholar. He's not really the type of person who can be considered an astute thinker. He's not the type of person that's known for his thinking. He's more known for the things that come, the controversial things that sprue from his mouth in his animalistic type of behavior. I'm not talking about the brother in a derogatory fashion. I'm just stating the obvious. Hold on, we got somebody. All right, I got you, Popeye. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Let me drive this home. We got Popeye in the building. The guy whose content that I am going to piggyback off of. But right now, I'm just trying to give you a better understanding of who Faux Extra is. Some people deem him to be a menace to society. Some people deem him to be the image that white America used to justify giving us 100 years, 140 years, and not being compassionate and empathetic in their sentencing and showing us no mercy because they say these people cannot be rehabilitated. So the best thing to do is to incarcerate them, give them the maximum amount of time that we can give them, and let them stay in there until they can figure it out. Which typically, for what they believe ain't into a motherfucker is near death or 70 years old. They feel like you are incapable of getting rehabilitation because of certain characters that they judge all of us based on. But let me just finish showing you this. Keep that in mind.
I'm back, bitch. I'm about to run it up. Vernon Avenue. Who I'm gonna call tonight? Dead homies off the back. I'm out, bitch. On Vernon Ave, nigga, on the dead homie. Chris on the fig, dead homies. I'm out, bitch. I thought I was gonna stay in that motherfucker. Nigga, that's out, dead homies. Tore that motherfucker up. Called destruction. Took over modules. Fuck nigga.
Key words. He caused destruction. That's why a lot of people are incapable of expressing empathy and sympathy for this brother because his own words, his own folly, his own acts against his people. I'm just trying to give you an image of who Faux Extra is, and then I get into my opinion of the situation with the brother blowing his hand off.
Niggas over. Dead homies, I'm back, bitch. On hood, and I'm about to run it up. Dead homies, nigga. Break the internet, dead homies, and fuck niggas over on 4-0. Prince on the feet, bitch. I'm back, bitch. They done fucked up and let the wrong nigga go. Dead homies gonna be a lot of problems out here. I'm back. Off the back, bitch, I'm back on Vernon Avenue crib. Chris on the feet. It's the hood today. You done fucked up. Vernon Avenue or nothing. Vernon Avenue, dead homie. They done fucked.
So we see that the brother is incapable of adhering to basic laws, especially as it pertains to people who are released on probation, especially high control probation. The brother is a part of the recidivism, the continual cycle of in jail, out of jail, in jail, out of jail. And just going off his own words, we see that he is a victimizer of African Americans. We see that this is a guy that potentially, through the eyes of individuals that's not from our community, that this is a guy that can bust you over your head and take your belongings or carjack you or do something to your daughter. I'm not saying that this is the person that he is. But when he's displaying these acts of aggression and talking in an ignorant fashion, these people automatically assume that this dude fits the definition of what they called a super predator when they were saying that all black men is predators and incapable of being rehabilitated. So therefore, you should incarcerate them for the duration of their lives and let them die in prison. So a lot of people has formed opinions about this brother because of his antics on the internet. Let that digest. Meditate on that. While you meditate on that, I'm gonna bring brother Popeye up straight to the point TV. Y'all make sure y'all please go subscribe, like, and do all the things that can help us stay in the algorithm and boost our visibility in what they call the YouTube street. So I'm gonna bring brother Popeye up, and together we're going to go over his video and just have an intellectual conversation as it pertains to Faux Extras and other individuals who are similar to Faux Extras that come from our communities. Because these white folks, they see a super predator. Now our people are now viewing each other through the eyes of our oppressors, and they see a super predator. And when I say predator, I'm not talking about no actual predator. Put an S in front of it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a person who has the tendency to prey upon those that are weaker, those who are less intelligent, those who are in a vulnerable position, situation, or state. That's what I'm talking about. But When do we acknowledge the pain? This individual became this individual because somewhere, somehow, he was introduced to some form of trauma and he didn't get the therapy that he needed. So therefore, it got worse and worse and worse and worse as society and whoever raised him allowed it to fester. See, we got to start embracing the duality when we start looking at one another. We just can't castigate, reprimand, and there's no understanding, there's no teaching involved in it. We got to stop being so merciless towards one another. I'm gonna bring Brother Popeye in. We're going to dissect his content, and y'all stay tuned. Yo,
Yo, you there?
peace. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are totally here, brother.
Yeah, peace and blessings, brother. How you doing?
Oh man, I am doing incredibly well, man. Fighting a good fight, just doing my thing to contribute to the growth of our people.
Right. Shout out to you.
Per usual for me, my brother.
That's right. Shout out to you and your channel, brother.
Appreciate
Appreciate the
that.
message. So what's
Appreciate
good?
everything is good. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, my man. We alive,
What's
we
up?
free. Most of us are mentally coherent, so we're blessed. Let's see.
Yeah, I see you wanted to do you wanted to, some I don't know, was it clarity or you wanted to, react or like you said, dissect my content, my reaction I did to Milk's response to Faux Extra blowing up his hand.
Yes, sir. That's some of the hottest shit in these urban YouTube streets.
Yeah, so I mean, well, basically, I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to, come off strong or sound disrespectful on your podcast. So I try to be
No, no, no,
mindful of
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no. Check this out, man. Do not dilute your content, your message, or none of that. Whatever you feel, man. Listen, hold on. Let me get
Yeah,
this
what's that?
out of here.
Straight to the point TV.
Look, this is my standpoint, right? I don't stand on business because business can be unethical. Business can also be shady. I stand on principles. And being that I
Right.
stand on principles has to rest upon a foundation of the truth. My truth, your truth, any truth, right? So I don't want you to dilute your message. Man, give it to them raw and direct, no chaser. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody isn't going to feel the way that I feel, and everybody's not going to feel the way that you feel, and everybody else. You dig what I'm saying? None of our feelings is going to be identical as it pertains to this brother named Miss, not excuse me, not Miss, but this brother named Faux Extra. I was gonna say misunderstood brother named Faux Extra. You feel what I'm saying?
hmm
Yeah,
Well, I
but
usually just sit back and like watch. I let people do what they do at first, and then I tend to come in like later on in the game because I don't like to jump the gun, but I like to observe, be very observant, and I'm just gonna call it like it is. The dude's a monster, and he got what he had coming. Simple as that. People could sugarcoat whatever they want to
what makes
sugarcoat.
him a monster?
Well,
And we can be
so,
honest. I mean, let's be
well,
honest.
okay. Well, I mean, what makes him not a monster? Suppose that question.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no,
I'll
no,
leave it.
no.
Okay.
It's not proper etiquette to answer a question with a question,
Well, I'm just, I'm
especially
just,
when
I'm just, I'm
you
just.
made a bold statement.
Well, I'm
The
just
man is a
phrasing it.
monster. What makes
I'm phrasing it right. I'm just like, I'm not counter what you're saying. I'm going along what you're saying. It's almost the same thing in my book because, all right, so here you is on the internet talking about you when he got out the county jail. Oh, I'm gonna cause destruction. I'm
right?
gonna cause destruction. I'm about to destroy. So he Dr. Destructive. What
Mhm.
is that? I mean, what positive have you heard come from him? He
What
he
have we
talked
seen his
about
brother destroy?
okay, well, besides his hand, uh we I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
that's too
no, no,
soon, man.
look. So I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be myself.
Let me
It
cut
ain't
this
what
off.
we saw. It's what
This
we
motherfucker
what
crazy, cuz
what's people been
I asked
saying.
this nigga what have we seen him destroy. This motherfucker said besides his head. This nigga crazy as a motherfucker.
Hey, now
Hell no,
look.
forgive me.
Hey,
I
look.
had to stop the camera and mute my mic, cuz this nigga crazy as a motherfucker. This nigga crazy. I asked this nigga what
Hey,
have we seen him destroy. This nigga said besides his head. Hell no.
Hey, nah, real talk though, real talk, right? Real talk. I mean, look, we not oblivious to this shit. Dude's been up in there terrorizing the county. Hey, everybody's coming out saying this shit is happening, and they were there. Then that's factual. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's different if it was just rumors and nobody came forward. But it's a lot of people saying this dude is doing these type of things to people in
What type
jail.
of things?
Assaulting people, taking
That's
advantage of
but that, but that,
smaller
but that's
people.
but that's
Allegedly, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna
okay.
say
Number
that.
one, allegedly, but number two, for those of us who are lost in the sauce and still on some 10 years ago, well, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, gang banging activity. That's kind of like the culture. That's why they
Man,
call it when they talk about neighborhoods. Those that oppose neighborhoods, they call it NAP bashing, right? Those,
listen.
huh?
You saying that's the culture? The culture for who? Because that
As no,
that
no, no, no,
applies
no, no,
to
no.
who?
If you're gonna quote me, I said 10, 15, 20 years ago, gang banging.
Oh,
There
okay.
was
I
a point in
apologize.
time to where I was turned up in politics, and there was a point in time to where you was turned up in
Yeah,
politicking.
but I'm
But
okay. But
but
you
by the
had
grace of
what come.
God
Go
and
ahead. Go
through
ahead.
our own individual maturation, maturity, we see things from a broader perspective.
But at the time when you was living that lifestyle, whatever came your way, you had coming. Simple as that, because you were fortunate and God had, blessed you to overcome that and to see things in a different light. You were spared by Almighty God, and that's your blessing in that. But He continued this lifestyle of destruction and negativity and evil. What do you expect you gonna get back? I mean, these are the rules. I mean, what these are the rules of life. It is. It's true. There's no way around it. So it was bound to happen
Hmm.
and it's like, okay, for example, let me see, how can I put this? I used to live that lifestyle, right? And I was
Hmm.
doing a lot of stuff, a lot of things. And the only thing that slowed me down was me. And I'm saying that to say I can't, like I said, I can't say too much, but my injuries that I sustained from that lifestyle was from me by accidents, if
Mm.
you kind of catch my drift. That I slowed
Yeah,
myself
I
down.
get what you're saying. You dropped the knife and stabbed yourself in the foot.
Exactly, exactly. Two on two occasions.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
This
yeah,
dude
yeah,
went
yeah.
there with
Well,
some
yeah,
knives.
well, yeah. So I could identify with certain things that a lot of people can't. And
Right.
when I see this man blow his hand up, I'm like, well, you had that coming because nobody else was trying to stop you, or you was slick at hiding out, or however you was moving. After whatever happened to you the first time in your neighborhood with what was on the internet with your homie, how you changed up how you move, so it was hard for people to get up on you. So something had to stop you, bro. And that's just me keeping it real, man. Let's call it like it is. Something had to stop you because you've been getting away with a lot of shit. Let's keep it
Mm.
real. Like this is the unseen stuff. People, oh, you don't know, man. Listen, I'm from the streets, man. I don't played in them streets with under them dark skies. I done been out there where it's just been a couple dudes out there and the street lights and that pink sky, bro, and people in the house sleep. I don't play ball. I don't play ball out in them streets at night. I know what it's like. I know how the game go. Dude, something had to slow you down. And that's what it was. You was doing too much.
Hmm.
Simple as that. The dude's a monster. He had it coming. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. And you got a lot of these dudes on here that's from neighborhood.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like they kind of push this agenda, because these guys had a lot of popularity over the internet with the music industry, and a lot of like even in the entertainment industry as far as the acting. These guys
Who
has been,
in these
man, big.
YouTube
I don't,
streets?
I don't really want to listen. Let
Wait,
me
wait.
flow.
You
Let
talking
me
about any?
flow.
Wait, wait, no, no, no. I got you. But I just be wanting clarity.
Okay, so I don't
You
really
feel
want to
me?
like speak on Big U,
But
but I mean the '60s they had a
okay,
big
I got you.
influence.
So you're not talking about the individuals in this social media YouTube space. You're talking about beyond that. I got you.
I'm
That's
just
all I
saying
wanted.
the neighborhood part. Period. And this ain't no shot at them. But let's speak real. You know what I'm saying? Let me be the voice right now. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They had a big influential impact on these on squares and non people in the industry that didn't know no better, and so on and so forth. Right? They've been here. They had a stronghold for a long time. So, these guys that are on the YouTube, you know, it's the neighborhood is kind of kind of deep on there. So they push this agenda almost to the point where motherfuckers have to sympathize for their cart. They section.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 4 extra. And when everybody was going out 4 extra, pulled open the 40s, you had bloods and people from everywhere going against certain people for this dude and the neighborhoods. Oh, that wasn't right. But as soon as the tables turn, motherfuckers they think it's funny or it's neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
Hmm.
this ain't a shot at them, but this is what it is. To me, I'm like, fuck all that, bro. The nigga was fucking up. He did some stupid shit. Don't play with motherfucking fireworks like that, dude. You did it to yourself. And whatever kind of energy you've been putting out there, bro, you just got it back to you in that form. Because nobody, obviously, this gangbanging shit watered down. Don't nobody want to go to jail. That's these gangbangers don't want to go to jail. So they done found the new way to gangbang on the internet.
Hmm.
So they done found the way. If I dish you first, then the police will know me and you beefing, so you can't come get me now. Come on, let's call
Sucker
it what it
shit.
is on the
Right.
internet. Come on, let's call it what it is. Come on. They'll get at some real G's, and I'm saying that instead of saying the K word with the ER on the end of it. They get at some real G's on
Keeper.
the internet. Man, come on, Bobby. You know what I'm saying, bro.
I'm just asking for clarity, brother.
You
So
know,
just real cats, thorough cats in the streets.
they get at them on the internet, and I mean, I'm not gonna call out anybody saying they're real Michael thrillers or whatever. I'm not gonna say that they into them, but I'm gonna say, you know, they get some of these dudes get at some dudes sideways, knowing that they about that life,
I
but
got you, Mo. So I'm gonna let him finish.
just because they did that on the internet, now they know the people watching, and they know this dude ain't gonna try to get up under them because unless he just don't care, like the
Hmm.
Manny dude. But go ahead, brother. I know you said you was gonna
This
let me finish.
is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, yeah. Nah, but look, on a more serious note, brother, this is what I'm gonna say because you mentioned the neighborhoods, and I just want to show this video of some young neighborhood representatives that may or may not be influenced by the likes of faux extras.
No, I don't game bang, bro. No, I don't game bang, bro.
You already said, right?
Yep.
What'd he say?
He said I don't gang bang.
Okay. So if you was in this situation, what'd be next? Now let's take it back to our active days. Our active days. You encounter a guy, you say, no, homie, I don't gang bang. What's next?
Well, okay, so if I'm okay, what side am I on? Am I on the victim side or I'm on the aggressor side?
You're on the aggressor side, brother.
Okay, so if I'm pressing the dude that you don't bang, and I'm checking tattoos. If I'm feeling
Okay.
like he from somewhere,
Most definitely. I agree with that.
I'm going
But
straight to it.
now let's dissect this video. You encounter this young man right here. We just say we turned up banging and all that, and we encounter this dude.
I know. I thought you was that one nigga from Salo that I seen on Instagram.
Man, you got words on too.
Hey, look. Nah. I seen you on LA Hood page. Wrong nigga.
You're not from Snowbird.
I don't game bang.
You're not from
I
Snowbird.
don't game bang.
You short.
I don't game bang.
You're not from Snowbird. You're not from Snowbird. No, you're not from Snowbird. You're not from Snowbird.
Okay. Yeah, we don't call niggas fuck Snooze flat.
What's your thoughts on that?
So, all right.
Because
So
those some young
let me.
floaties. Those some young
All
floaty
right,
neighborhood.
so let me put myself in that situation. I can't see you on here. Okay, there you go. Um, give me a second.
Hold on.
Okay, I can't.
Somebody said, cuz never bragged about putting no carrot nowhere. The YouTube gangsters put that out there. What
All right, so
YouTube
let
gangster?
me.
Wait,
So
hold on, pause. I want to know which YouTube gangster concocted that false narrative and put that out there on that dude's name. Who did that? Because that's crazy. Because why would you play with a motherfucker reputation and character like that? See, look, check this out. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this right. Chill, pop, man. Look, check this out, man. I mean, where was that? Where was I at? I don't know if you heard of ever heard of what's it called? West Valley Detention Center.
yeah, that's Ain't that Wayside or something?
Nah, man. Say, man, hey, man, that's out
Wait,
there,
West
San Bernardino.
Valley.
San Bernardino
Okay,
County
yeah,
Jail.
yeah, yeah. I'm thinking something. My bad. I don't know about that.
If
Something
Young
like that.
Ant put that story out there, that nigga out of pocket. And Young Ant been putting out a lot of false tales and messy shit and just utter bullshit for lack of better words. I wish I can be more sensitive towards people feelings and things, dude. But no. Anyways, nah, real shit, bro. So I'm in West Valley detention center. I get into one of my cellies and I instantly bam, boom, bam, boom, get off on him. We in that motherfucker squabbling. Boom, bam, boom, squabbling. When I drop him, I tried to take his arm and bring it towards me. And when I went to kick that motherfucker, to break that motherfucker, to neutralize the threat, so we ain't got to fight no more. And if we do decide to fight, it's one-sided because now I'm about to boop bop, boop boop bop, boop boop bop, bam. Nah, real shit. Sometimes you got to neutralize the threat that your enemy posed to you and the party and other individuals or whatever. Like, and it just so happened that we in his cell. It's me and him, and we in that motherfucker squabbing. Never did I ever think to put a carrot in his ass, some peanut butter, a bologna sandwich, or anything. That never came to my motherfucking mind. For a dude to want to degrade a dude in that fashion, either somebody may have potentially did it to you, bragged about doing it to somebody else, popularized it, because what'll make another man even want to go in the area of another man's butt? And I'm not asking you, I'm just posing a question. Just
Right.
you get like, what the fuck? But
I
what'll make
understand.
another man who's supposed to be a gangster in these streets, a decorated, venerated, celebrated gangster, come on this motherfucker say, oh yeah, they say Wooty Woo put a carrot and Wooty. Come on, my nigga. If you ain't got the facts present, you shouldn't even speak on that and create a false narrative surrounding a motherfucking gangster. But let's get back to the content. What you think about that video right there? Them youngsters may or may not have been influenced by Faux extras in somehow, some shape, form, or fashion. You can see the little brother was really doing it for clout. When he seen that the cameras and all this was going, he was like, you not from Wooty Woo Woo? You not from Wooty Woo Woo? A lot of these dudes, and it's like you say, homie, they found the more unique and safer way of game banging, and it's on the motherfucking internet. Now everybody is doing shit for clout, not for effectiveness, whether it's positive or negative, because if we really on some gangster shit, the car right there, the chopper right here, the maximum effect is us getting in this mother bouncing out. Look, you drop, I ain't gonna get into all that, but that's the way the shit will resolve, and that's the way that our enemies was approached back in the days before this internet shit. But I'm gonna let you get your 1-2. We're gonna bring Brother Mose on, and we just gonna have some meaningful dialogue, and then I'm gonna explain why I feel the way that I feel in regards to this brother Faux extra. Am I sympathizing? Fuck no. Am I empathizing? Yes, but why am I empathizing? Hey, you on both of these things? You heard what I said, Pop Pizzle? We lost Pop Pizzle, but we got Brother Mose. Brother Mose, what's the dinner there, man?
Hey, yo, what's happening, man? It's your host, Most the Great. What's going on with y'all, man? What y'all on?
Super cooling like a deep freezer, man. Trying to figure out this situation with Pop because he popping up over here and popping up over there.
Yeah, I saw his video earlier. I agree with everything he said, but I still feel like Milk been doing a lot of throwing of rocks and hiding his hands around his camp, man. He ain't, and I don't condone to nobody fighting over this YouTube internet shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you calling somebody out and you steadily woofing and you steadily putting these threats out in the air and you never catching a fade and you hiding up in your high rise, man, you can't be woofing on nobody when they get their arm blowed off, their
Mm-hmm.
hand blowed off or
Mm-hmm.
something happens to them. That's some coward shit to me. That's some buster shit to me.
Right.
And I'm with you, man. I'm an empathetic person, man. Although I might not agree with everything Faux extra does, I think he extra out. He need to tone it down some, man. I still empathize with him though, because he one of us. You feel me?
Yeah. I feel like Faux extra is a misguided and misunderstood warrior. If he had a better cause, that dude is the type of dude that's gonna be on the front line with you. That's gonna DIE with you right there. That's that
Right.
type of dude. He got the heart of a warrior. But being that our culture is toxic and misunderstood, underrepresented, and we don't have components of healing, a lot of brothers fester in our own mental health disorders, confusion, conflict, identity crisis, and we get the likes of some cats like Faux extras. The reason why I empathize with the brother, now hear me out. Some people probably be like, why the fuck you empathizing with him? He's this, he's that. Ain't he a soon-to-be father?
Straight up.
He's
Straight
a
up.
soon-to-be father. Him, boom, blowing up his motherfucking hand is going to have an effect upon his mental health that may have an effect upon his ability to give proper care, regular care, and quality care to that young black baby that's about to be born into this realm of existence. That's one component, right? The second component, this dude has just experienced a traumatic injury. He, boom, blew his shit up. So now let's look at it from this perspective. Because you know what the doctor's going to come in and do, right? When we just watched this video with Adam 22, he said he was in a hospital, just underwent surgery, and what else?
They're going to give him the meds. They're going to put him on
They
the
going to give him
meds.
meds.
And for a person who's never
Opioids.
been on meds,
Come
a
on,
person,
homie.
man,
Can I
that shit
say
going to feel like
something?
heaven. Popeye back. What's happening?
Hey, how you doing? I want to say two things real quick. First of all, somebody has said, I think this dude is scary, talking about me, right? Because he gonna wait till he get injured. Check it out. When I first came out on this YouTube, I did one of my main contests was on Faux Extra about using the dead homie phrase. So whoever got in that comment and said that you need to go back into my archive, and I've been on Faux Extra ass. So that's number one. Number two, I ain't buying that shit. That nigga had what he had coming, and that's what he had coming. I don't
That's
care about
true.
him having no
And we not
kids.
trying to,
Hold on. I was gonna say something. Let me land real quick. I don't care about him having no kids. I didn't forget about all this destructive, evil messages and all kind of energy been putting out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fooled. Even I mean this I mean you could play this like, even demons know who God is. Even the devil know who God is, bro. All that shit talking about he got a chance to change and all this and that. Man, he ain't showed no kind of change in him, bro. He talks about going to jail. He'll do life and he don't care. Man, do we really need people like that in the community? Because what happened to three or four little young people lose their life in the process that he changes his later? He can't bring back theirs. Like he had what he had coming, bro. And I don't care about him having no kids.
I
Teach
do.
your kids.
I do.
Teach your
That's
kids.
a
Can I
black
inter,
baby.
can
That's
But
I
like
that's
saying you
interject?
don't
okay.
care. That's like saying you don't care about that young black life. I
I
do.
didn't
That's
say
a black
nothing
no.
about the
Come
baby.
on,
I didn't
come
say
on.
nothing about
Can
the
I,
If you
baby. I
saying
said I
that
don't care
you
about
don't
him
care
having
about
a
the
baby.
brother having kids, that's disregarding the babies, my nigga. Think
Okay.
about what you just
That,
said. Just process it.
I know what
I
I
care
said.
because now this nigga may potentially he got a 70% chance of becoming an addict, addicted to these opioids.
But that's on him.
I understand that
He
it's
a
on him,
grown
but
ass
I'm not
man.
gonna get on here and make it seem like I don't have any empathy for the
You I'm not telling you,
for what the
I'm not
brother
telling you
just
don't have
did.
none.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
be
telling you don't
empathetic.
have none. I mean, at the
We
end of the
can't
day,
say, oh yeah,
mhm.
the nigga shouldn't have got his karma for the things that he put out in the universe. Just because a nigga get his karma, that don't mean that I have to be insensitive to what the
I
nigga
didn't
went through.
I didn't
That's
say,
me.
I didn't
That's
say,
me.
I didn't,
That's
you're right.
just
I didn't
me.
say you have to, you don't have to, but I don't move that way. Niggas didn't have no mercy on me when they was trying to
So this
fuck
coming
me
from a
over.
personal
I
perspective.
know, I, I
So
know, I
this
know,
is personal.
but this don't, listen, I don't have anything personal against him. But I'm straight up and straight down. Bro. You can't play with the game and expect to just walk away and be okay. Hell no, nigga, you been playing with fire and you get burned. Simple as that. I don't have no tolerance for that shit. Now,
I can dig it.
for, now
yeah,
hold
no,
on.
I
Hold
understand
on.
where you're coming from, bro. But
For children, you know what I'm saying?
listen,
You see them do something, you like, hey, stop, little youngster. Hey, look, that ain't cool. Chill out. Okay, okay, look, I've been there, I've done that. I know where you're going. I got tolerance for that. But somebody like him, bro, I already know what I'm getting with him, bro. If you was in that situation, hey, look, I'm not telling you don't have no. I'm not telling you you feel the way you feel. But if the shoes were reversed, that nigga wouldn't give a fuck about you. He wouldn't care about you at all. Just like
See,
them
the
homeless
thing
people in the
is,
streets,
oh
you can
no,
feel bad for them or
I
whatever, but
I
that ain't
care
gonna change
about
the
me.
situation.
So I don't expect nobody to care about me because Bobby Ye care about me and it's clear by my actions. And
Right.
me, almost a dude that's 40 years old, gonna be out there popping fireworks, motherfucking no. Especially when it's a half a stick of dynamite. That's asinine. There's other creative things that I can be doing with my time than being out there on whoa, on whoa, I'm gonna blow a nigga up, and then you manifest that for yourself. I understand that. And this is my standpoint. Even God, right? A lot of people saying and do fucked up shit, and they say, God, forgive me. God gonna forgive you, but you still gonna have to deal with the consequences of that. He
So
still have to
exactly.
deal. He still have to deal with the consequences of his folly, right? But I am still going to give the brother some empathy because it's bigger than just Faux extra. It's a reason why Faux extra is the reason that Faux. It's a reason why Faux extra is the way that he is. And us as black men in our community, we play a big role in the development of this Faux extra, the next Faux extra, and the next Faux extra that's gonna come after that. If our time here on this
bro,
thing called Earth
bro.
is still, you know what I mean, is long enough.
Look, look, I get what you're saying, and I'm gonna let the other brothers speak as well. But I get what you're saying, right? That's cool for you and people like you that have mercy in their heart for certain people, right? I have mercy in my heart for certain people, but not for everybody. This is a man we talking about that came back home on a pill that beat a life sentence, bro. I done walk yards. I done had cellmates, man. Most of my cellmates, matter of fact, damn near all my cellmates on the 4 yard was lifers. Everybody. It was just maybe a handful of us on that yard of 1,000 people are sitting at a level 4 yard. I keep mentioning that yard right there. That yard right there, it was because that was the most impactful yard I ever been on in my life, bro. That yard right there, it probably was maybe no exaggerate that I knew of. Maybe, man, 8 to 10 people that didn't have life, but we had double digits. And I was one of them people. All my cellmates had life. This dude right here came home from a life sentence. Man, I know a gang of people that would love to come home and move on with their life. I'm talking about active gang
Bro,
members
that's an
right now.
invalid point. That your point is invalid.
Okay,
You
well,
can't
it's
say the nigga
invalid to
ain't
you.
changed. You can't say the nigga ain't changed because when he was faced with that, now we gonna call a baller, strike a strike. When this nigga was faced with adversity and hostility from his ops, this nigga ain't gonna pick up no chop, ain't gonna do no gangster shit.
That's
This
what
nigga
you
over
don't.
this
I ain't
nigga
gonna say nothing on
overlooked
this
that
internet.
shit. This
I ain't gonna
nigga
say.
this
Okay,
nigga that
listen.
came to the internet and created a character of being a type of black individual. Don't give a fuck. And I told him, line it up. How many of my enemies in here? Bring on. Come on, homie. We know a lot of that shit is fallacious, but it looked good for the internet. This dude then came home and this dude then took a role in a position that a lot of people in these content spaces would they aspire to acquire. He did. This nigga's in the studio and he's doing shit for the camera. So we can't say that the nigga is this, that, and third. He ain't go back for nobody. He ain't go out there and carjack nobody. He ain't commit no new crime to take him back to prison for us to say he didn't take advantage of his opportunity and his second
Listen,
chance. That's fallacious, brother.
listen. I'm not gonna get on this internet
And
and
I'm gonna let Born
accuse
King
this.
in too.
Look, I'm not gonna get on this internet and accuse this man publicly of stuff that I shouldn't be talking about on
We
this
don't know
internet.
nothing about
No,
nothing
no, no,
like
no, no,
that.
no,
So
no.
we gonna
Listen,
talk
listen to
about
what
the
I'm
internet
saying.
presence.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. I'm on the land real quick because I don't want people piecing what I'm saying and try to twist and then don't let me finish and then they sign in and now I'm trying to catch up. I don't want that. What I'm saying is this. I'm not gonna speak on no real street shit on this internet. This nigga's not no angel though. And I'm gonna say it in a nice way.
You
For
shouldn't
those
have
that are
said
so
that. That
no no
right
no no
there,
Yeah,
I,
you
that's what I'm
should
no
have
saying.
said
We
that.
don't
no
know.
That's
no
a
no no
major
We
no
don't
no
know
no
whether
no
he an
insinuation,
listen
my
angel or
nigga.
not,
no
though.
As your partner,
go ahead
as your
bro.
partner, I'm just
You can
telling
say
you
that.
that is an
You can say that.
innuendo and it's an insinuation, and people
Okay.
automatically is going to assume the words.
Okay, they can
We have to
assume what
be
they want.
meticulous with the things that we say on the internet. Is
Okay,
all I'm
so
saying, Kinfolk.
like I said, we not gonna nitpick at me and try to get there. Look,
Nobody's
y'all,
nitpicking at you.
look. We know what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to counter what you saying, but at the same time, what you said earlier, man, that's that. Look, I disagree. I'm gonna say that in a nice way. I disagree with that, and we already know what kind of dude this dude is. He had what he had coming. When you feel how you feel merciful about him. There's nothing wrong with that. Peace and blessings be to you, and hopefully you get blessings that come to you and your family because of that. But for me, I don't give a fuck. That dude had what he had
That's
coming,
your
and that's what it
prerogative.
is. That's what it is.
Nobody's
Hey,
challenging your
I
stance of not giving a
okay,
fuck. Nobody's
okay,
challenging that. You
okay.
have a right. That's your prerogative. Not give a fuck. There's a
Yeah, I
difference
don't.
between mercy and empathy.
I don't have
There's a
mercy
big.
for
You
dudes
said
like
that
that, bro.
you said me. I have mercy for him. It's
You
a
said
big difference. I
right,
said
right.
empathy. I ain't say mercy. See, look, check
Well,
this out, homie.
okay.
When I was in the streets on Steve-O, if a motherfucker played with me, I can understand your conditions. Yeah, nigga, you come from a fucked up family. Yeah, nigga, you was under peer pressure, but you still got to deal with the consequences to your choices. So I ain't never been no type of merciful ass nigga to where I just overlook shit and like, no, we all gonna be held accountable for the choices that we make. You can pick your choices, but you can't pick your consequences, and that's just what it is. Even the Most High God that reside in the heavens. You can say, God, forgive me for my transgressions. I forgive you, my son, but you still got to be punished for the shit that you
Man,
did.
I'm gonna
So
say
what that
this real
nigga did
quick.
to himself, that's on that nigga. But I'm
Right.
not gonna come on the internet and say, oh, fuck that nigga. That nigga stupid. And this thing, I'm not gonna do that. That's
That's
just
fine.
me. Anybody
That's
that chooses
fine.
to, that's them. That's just not me. But I do believe,
Everybody go ahead. Go ahead.
in karma, and I do believe the energy that you put out is the energy that you attract sevenfold.
I
So at
will
the
say
same
this,
time,
Chico. What up,
okay,
bro?
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I'll say this. I can't say mercy is like you said. You do put that energy out, but I'm with Bobby Ye because it is bigger than what we feel. Like he said, his head get taken off. So the fact is that he's not gonna be in a position to take care of his kids. So ain't no telling what his kids gonna have to be subjected to, or solutions they have to apply that might be dangerous to their life and his because of the consequence that they have. And then you gonna take the meds, and you know what the meds be about, and you know they not really conducive to people's health and stuff like that. So the chances that he get to even try to rehabilitate himself or get some type of wisdom, say, you know what, maybe I do need to chill, and maybe it's because the energy I got, it gets worse for him because the medicine's gonna be messing with his conscience, and when it
Well, that's
messes with his
between him and
conscience,
God.
okay,
That's between him and God, man.
I'll give him,
Popeye
but see,
crazy. I get you.
but see, oh, no, I give Papa shit like he said. He did put that out there, Papa. This is what I'm trying to say, brother. It's not just going to impact him. It's going to impact all of us because it's a gang of family members we know that ain't even doing that type of gangster shit. They're still going through that shit. They're still facing those type of problems. They're still getting into the meds and still have to go through it. So if we just like he got to get his karma, Adam 22 got to get that karma. All the gangsters that been enabling that bullshit that he was doing, they got to get that karma. Everybody got to get that karma there because at the same time, the reason why Faux Extra is like that because he's a product of his environment. And
Hmm.
it's a lot of things down the table that got to be held accountable.
But
Now,
let
I'm
me tell you
sorry.
Yeah,
something. Can I
let me
say
say this.
something
Like,
real quick? Go ahead. Let the other brother. I apologize. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you, and I'm gonna say something
yeah,
after that.
yeah, yeah, Popeye. I don't know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You seem like a cool dude, but
Thank
I
you.
know you was a play ball dude when you was in the street. Every
Right.
ain't nobody on this
Allegedly.
panel
Allegedly. Right.
allegedly ain't nobody on this panel got no clean knife, man. You dig what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
I
We done
believe that.
all
I
did our
believe that.
share. We done all did had our share of whatever,
I
right?
believe that.
So it'd be unfair and biased not to, give a man a chance to at redemption. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta forgive him or whoop. And especially we don't know what this dude did. Far as we know, nigga was getting beat up in the county jail. You know what I'm saying? B Brave said you know what I'm saying, he did what he did to him. You
Yeah.
did. So we
The
don't know
dude from Inglewood
what this
family
man
said
did.
the same thing. He said he fucked him up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we don't know how valid this dude is. We don't really know if he won all of his fights. We don't really know if he was sliding and doing all the stuff that he said he was, because even his own homie said he wasn't really like that.
Hmm.
It's all a show. It's all an act. And he ain't fucked over me. So that's why I'm able to have empathy, have compassion for this brother. He a brother, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't look at it like that, man, because you don't know none of the dudes that he squabbled down. The man ain't hurt nobody. He's a loud, ignorant, belligerent brother, but you know what I'm saying? Have a heart, bro.
I do have a heart, and that motherfucker beating right now. But I'm just saying this, right?
I feel you. I feel you.
I just ain't going for it. Like, I mean, I respect all you guys' stance on it, and I understand that. But I'm gonna stand firm on my belief system, man, because it worked for me. I get up in the morning and I go to work. I know you saying give this man a chance, nigga. He need to give himself a chance.
We
He
ain't
got if
say
he had
get
a
it.
kid.
Nobody said get that nigga
No,
a
no, 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 no,
chance.
no. The
Yeah, I
brother
did.
did this to me
I,
today.
Oh,
I
So he said,
said
give
give
forgive
him
him
a
a
me. Forgive
chance.
chance.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
A
saying? He
chance
need to
for
give
what?
himself. He need to get right.
No,
He
I,
need
What
to
I
other
give
said
himself a
chance?
chance.
let me explain. What I meant by give him a chance is you writing it off as you already convicting him of saying stuff that we don't even know that he done. You ain't giving the man a chance. You feel me? We don't know how much of the stuff that he said is true, and just for you to not have compassion for it. That's your right. That's your God given right. Like if you don't want to show no compassion for dude, and you like, man, F him. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's your right to do so.
Hey, real quick, shout out to my player partner Ray Sean Solo from Backstreet Crip, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining the broadcast. But continue, brothers. Continue. Don't
Well,
stop now. You done did it.
oh, well, I will say this about the situation because I'm a civilian, so I ain't even no gangbanger like that. So like I said, y'all might be a little bit more inclined to that feelings. But I will say this though, on the path, just because he's down, that doesn't mean I gotta kick him while he's down, even if God does bring him down, because that's a lesson that God is teaching him. So
Thank you.
I can't laugh at the lessons that the Most High is teaching him and putting him in a position to learn, because even though he's facing his karma, that shit can bounce on me. Then I start facing some bullshit
On my
just to
mama.
see how he feels. Just because I'm making a mockery out of just because I'm
I'm
making a
a,
mockery
I'm a,
out of his calamity.
I'm
You
gonna
know what I'm
say
saying?
something real
So,
quick. I'm gonna say something real quick, brother. In life, there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, man. That's inevitable. It's gonna happen, but there's gonna be more downs than there's up. So it's like that's not new to me. Like I mean, I go to work. It's some things that's unforeseeable, and it's some things that are avoidable. Hey, look, I go to work. I come home. I go to the gym. Hey, if something happens in that path of that, then it's unforeseeable. Then inshallah, man, that's God's will. Allah Akbar, God's the greatest. I can't avoid that. But it's some things, man, you gotta have fucking sense. I don't feel pity for no grown ass man that been to jail, fought life, God came along, went back to county 3 to 4 times in like 2 months, and possibly going back. The blew his well, according to the news, blew his friend face
Maybe
off
going
with the
back. Right,
with the
yeah.
blew the face off
mhm.
with the dynamite on TV. And niggas just do stupid shit. And I don't have no pity for that shit. I don't care, bro. I'm not clowning him, saying like laughing at him or nothing. But bro, the truth is the truth. There's spiritual laws. There's man-made laws. There's man-made laws that we govern by. There's physics and there's God law, bro. And it is what it is. Simple as that. That shit.
But
There's things that I can't share. And I'm being straight up. Okay, I can say this much. At one point in time, I almost lost my life. All right. And I'm not going to get into that. And it was some cold, underhanded, backdoor shit. And I experienced it. And by the grace of God, I survived it. Almost got knocked down. And I had to fucking run for my life for a long time. So I'm talking about running physically, like up the street for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm saying is, I don't have no mercy for cats like this, bro. I don't. I know what's up. I know what's up. It is what it is. You playing out here in these streets. Don't be surprised when the streets take you under, and that's what it is.
okay,
So we could
I
we
get you
can
on
we
that,
can
bro.
say we. I mean, at the end of the day, then I agree with not clowning somebody. I don't know what's up with somebody's phone, but it sounds real bad. Uh. Is that my phone?
Sound like you.
I don't think that's my phone.
I think that was the other brother's fault. I get what you say, bro, but this is what I'm trying to say. This is where the God law comes in at, brother. Sometimes you don't even have to do wrong. You can still talk bad about that person, and what they went through might come up on you to see how that person feel, to get understanding why that person be like that. So, like, I get what you said, though. Like I said, I don't expect you to feel mercy. I'm just saying
There's
show
there's
empathy.
there's no reason
Empathy.
there's no reason for me to feel how they feel because my energy ain't in that place, bro. I actually do more good in my life than bad. And if it does come, like I said, that's God's will. That's nothing I could stop. But I don't put myself in them kind of situations. I'm on point every day. I got people in my comments say I ain't gonna make it through the summer. Shit, the summer's almost over.
Oh, oh, no, no,
I'm just
no.
I'm
See,
I'm just saying
but I feel, I
hold on
feel, I
hold
feel.
on. I'm just throwing things out there without because it's conversation. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? I'm on point, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm on point. But the thing is though, I sleep comfortable. I don't have tolerance for this buffoonery, fake ass watered down game banging shit, bro. It's bullshit. When I was banging, like I said before on my podcast, the essays didn't use the nigga word. The only time they used the nigger word was in YA when they was trying to disrespect us and get on us. But it's friendly nigga. Oh, what's up, my nigga? They didn't use that word. The politics were different. Crips was Crips, Bloods was Bloods. Pirus used to tell us they wasn't Bloods. They was Piru. And niggas say slob. I'm not trying to get off. I'm just saying the mentality's changed. I don't have no tolerance for this goofy ass shit that we be seeing. So that's why I'm the way I am. I'm zero tolerant. Because when me and Yaya was in the halls, I'm not trying to get Yaya to agree with me, but I know Yaya from the halls when we was kids. A go boy. You say something to him, he own you. You look at him, he own you. I seen them pack dudes out. I was moving a certain kind of way. The shit done changed. We stood on principle. So nevertheless, I don't have no tolerance for goofy ass niggas and trying to wait till they change. This nigga's a grown ass man. Once he hit 18, nigga, he should have already been trying to change. Man, that shit he doing is 16-year-old shit.
If I may interject just real quick, brother, I did a little time in the California Youth Authority as well as prison. Now watch this. I didn't do as much as you or Faux extras. I did my share, right? My share was enough to say, nigga, wake your ass up. But this is the thing right here. When I did that time, I did almost 6 years, 5 years, 8 months. I went in at 16, came out as 21. Even though I had acquired certain level of knowledge, wisdom, information, so on and so forth, when I returned to the streets, guess what I returned as? A
What's that?
16-year-old boy. My mental, even though I acquired all this knowledge, I returned to the streets as a person who was physically 21 years old, but mentally I was 16. And I had to catch up. I seen some of my peers, they weren't able to readjust or they wasn't able to adjust, and they feel victim to the streets because they engaged in whatever they engaged in. So your maturation may not be as quick as the other brothers. That don't mean that we knock him in and put him down real quick. And I'm gonna let y'all talk. I just want to share this because a brother accused me of being merciful. Right now, check this out. It's a difference between mercy and empathy, as I have emphasized. Mercy and empathy, while related, are distinct concepts. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. I done did shit. I was like, fuck. Why the fuck did I do that? Please, God, bless me through this. Please, God, just give me. I done been there. That's empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, while mercy is the act of showing compassion or forgiveness, often when someone has done wrong or suffering. I done came out and I done said, the karma, all the shit that this brother done did, that may be his karma. I'm not gonna say, oh, Poe baby, no, nigga, you got your karma. But now that you got your karma and God then show you, and it wasn't another African American come up on you and put that thing on your mind and blow your motherfucking noodles out, there's room for progress. How do we learn from this? Because listen, my nigga, this is the road that's ahead of you with a traumatic injury like that. They're gonna prescribe you those opioids pills, my nigga. The more you take them, the more dependent you become upon them to the point to where you become lazy. They call it lethargic. You don't want to do nothing. And then you know what else these not these psychotropics, but these opioids, the opioids does to you. It start playing on your motherfucking mind. Now
Well,
depression sets in. And a lot of people can't get over that. And then if you don't know the tolerance of your body with these opioids, nigga, it's a 9 times out of 10. It's a non chance out of, you get what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, a lot of motherfuckers overdose because they don't know about the receptors and how the body started craving and want more and more. And then motherfuckers medicate more and more and more till they potentially overdose. So how do we, well, not even we, if it's any way for me to convey a message to brother Faux extra, I would love to do so, brother, because it's not over. Your hand fucked up, and that's your karma. But it's life after that, nigga. You got a baby on the way, and this is how black man is supposed to behave when you have other people who depend on you other than yourself. And I rest my case. I'm gonna let you brothers, give y'all one too. Give y'all a spiel.
well, that's for him and Jesus to carry that cross together. If he believe in Jesus, that's between him and his Jesus. They gonna carry that cross together. That's his burden. I don't want to carry that burden, bro. He know right from
I
wrong.
can
I
dig it.
don't want to carry that burden for him, man. He did that to himself. He Dr. Destructive. He knew what he was doing, but he didn't
The
foresee
dude
that was
ain't
gonna
that
happen.
destructive. Let's be honest. He ain't that destructive. Because if he was that destructive, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree that the streets ain't what they used to be, and there is informants everywhere. If he was the one pushing play, sending them, he'd be back in jail already because of these motherfucking confidential informants. Oh, Foet, you're the one over there pushing play. Since he got out, you haven't seen an increase in certain violent related acts being perpetrated on what they call the ops. So the nigga
I'm
ain't
just
over there.
going off of what he said out his own mouth. And you could say, oh, it's just a play. Man, at the end of the day, bro, he just said whatever he said is what he came out of his mouth. I didn't coerce him, I didn't accuse him. I'm going off of what he say. Bro, you are who you speak and who you hang with, bro. That's it. Birds and feathers flock together. You about that life, and that's what you about. When I see you on tape, you in the hood days, you getting arrested. Man, look, bro. I ain't naive to this world I live in. This is a brutal, brutal place. and you gotta guard yourself. You gotta know what's up. And I'm not going. I don't have that empathy for everybody. I got
Bell
that
dog, I
for
love you too,
children.
brother.
I got that for children, older people. People I love. People that I feel like
But not disabled people.
yeah, disabled people. Not him. I don't got no sympathy, empathy for him.
But you
Not at
do
all.
have sympathy or empathy for disabled people. Let's
I
explore
have.
that.
I have. Listen. That
Just
doesn't
saying,
mean
brother.
I gotta have it for him, bro. Listen, it is what it is with him. You
That
know,
nigga's a disabled individual, homie.
it don't matter. He's
That
for
nigga,
extra.
that nigga
He's
has
for
a
extra,
mental health disorder. And you and
and
I didn't
that's
have conversations and we agreed upon that.
and that's
That
not and
nigga,
he
that
got to
nigga ain't
carry
as
his
mentally
cross.
coherent as you and I are. That nigga ain't capable of making sound decisions
That
as
nigga
you.
is.
Okay, for
He
sure.
he know he know
If the,
he
listen,
know
homie,
not to take his
if that nigga was
ass
able to make
across the.
sound decisions, that nigga wouldn't have an ankle monitor on his motherfucking
I
leg,
mean,
nor that
to
he's a
what
social
degree?
media, nor that he's a social media personality and march the police to his hood day.
Man, that
Does
nigga,
that seem
that dude is that smart not to walk across that Figueroa and go to the movers. He got some kind of sense.
okay?
I ain't buying that shit. This nigga's a gangbanger. He's the 2025 gangbanger, bro. This the new edition. And these motherfuckers are strange and crazy. And they fucking retarded. And he exactly what he had coming. If it wasn't God's will, it wouldn't have happened. Simple as that. Nothing happens without the will of God. If I shall perish tomorrow or tonight, man, that's God's will, bro. It's a lesson in that for everybody, though. Whatever
And
lesson
he's
you think
standing
that
on it.
yeah, whatever lesson
He's
exactly.
standing on business.
He got a nub. He got a nub now. He got to live with that. I got both my hands. I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being funny. I'm being real as fuck. I know y'all thankful to have both of y'all hands. I mean, shit.
I agree
Y'all
with
not,
that.
bro. Like I'm not being funny. I'm not shooting no lug in him. Unfortunately, that happened to him, but it's a lesson in it for everybody. Now, if you don't get the lesson, you just a dummy, just like him. I'm not gonna have sympathy, empathy for you, nigga. You knew better. Thank you for the lesson, though. Appreciate it. You was a sacrificial lamb, nigga. Now, wake the fuck up, everybody. Stop doing stupid shit. That's the lesson. Yeah, I ain't have no sympathy for that. I got sympathy for when these motherfuckers do these mass shootings and take lives of innocent people, and these people going to everyday work. Somebody these ambulance, those firemen that came to save people's lives that got ambushed. I care about that. I
Do you
feel
have a
bad for
religion? Do you
them.
have a religious belief, brother?
Listen, listen here.
I'm
We're not
just
gonna get
asking.
into
I'm just asking. I'm
that.
just asking.
we're not gonna get into that.
No, I'm
But
just
what I'm
asking.
saying,
I mean, we
what's the
being
brother
100,
name?
we being transparent, we being honest.
The
Do you have
religion
a
has nothing to do with
do
it.
you
I
have a
have I have a
religious
way.
belief?
I have a way of life. Okay, that's as far as I want to go with that. I don't really
But
want to
no
get into
religious
that.
belief.
I don't want to get into that because that
In the Bible, it say, if you deny me in front of anyone, I should deny you when you come to me.
and
Do
this is
you
the thing. This
do
is
you
the
have
thing.
do you
This
have
is
a
the
religious
thing.
belief or no?
This is the thing. Okay, look, I don't
I'm just
follow no.
asking, brother.
Okay, look. Since you want to get me into that and go there, I'm gonna say two things. I'm gonna leave it alone and get back to this because this has nothing to
Okay.
do with anything.
It
Listen,
does.
listen. I believe in one God. I worship God. That's my way of life. I worship God, and I kind of like lean towards some of the belief system and the teachings
Here we
of
go.
Islam.
Whoa.
I kind of
Wait, now
hold
that
on.
okay.
Listen. We're not gonna go into that because that's not right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go into that. But what I'm saying is this. I have teachings of Islam and I believe in a lot of the teachings of Islam, but I don't agree with everything. But I also know because if you want me to say something, I'm gonna say it.
Please
So
do.
let's not get on that. Well, you can't touch the Quran until you 33 years old. So let me just go on and back up off that real quick because what I'm saying is true. I believe in God and I worship God, and that's it.
Hmm.
Now you caught my drift.
I mean, certain signs and symbols is for the conscious mind, brother. You feel what I'm saying? It's certain things that I don't disclose, hint at, or insinuate on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? But for those that know, know. Those who standing on squares under the representation and the reflection and the illumination of the light, then you know what it is.
All
You know what I
right.
mean?
Well, there it
But it's
is.
certain things that I don't touch and I don't, you know what I mean? Like, but this
So
is the
that's
thing,
why
man. You said you have certain pieces of the Quran that you adhere to, but the others you discard.
Well, it's a lot of things as we going into religion, and like I said, I don't want to get into that. You know what I'm saying?
No, this deeper
But
than religion, brother.
it's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of things that I disagree with. I'm not. I really try to like practice staying away because I'm not perfect, but I try to practice staying away from hypocrisy. I'm trying not to be a hypocrite, bro. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things in the books that we were teach because these books were altered and edited, they take it, they omitted some things from it and they added some things to it. And a lot of things just don't make sense. And I just
But
just
I,
just
I want to
disagree
know,
with
does
it.
this make sense? I want to know, what does this make sense, brother? The Quran, the book that you said you study out of, brother.
I
The
didn't say I
Quran,
study out that.
or that you take some from. So you just read the
I
book.
said
You're
Islam.
and what
Islam
is
is
and what
peaceful
is the
submission to God.
okay,
That's what
right, right,
Islam
right.
is.
And what is the religious book that they get their religious
No,
tenets
well,
and it
it's many different books. They got hadiths and they got Qurans. Now you keep trying to quiz me, and I don't want to talk
no,
about it. I'm telling you,
no.
I just
We
want to
don't.
get back on
Listen,
full extra.
we don't got to talk about it. We don't got to talk about it. But for those of you who are tuned in, I just want to read something to you. For anybody that takes or anybody that believes in the Islamic way, I want to read this. The Quran strongly emphasizes empathy and compassion as essential aspects of a believer's character. Verses encourage believers to treat others with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, particularly those who are vulnerable or suffering. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, life and teachings serve as a model for demonstrating empathy in various situations.
Okay, so you talking
Y'all,
about
y'all do
Muhammad,
whatever y'all
right?
want. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do with that.
But
No,
y'all,
brother, you
y'all,
said we
but
weren't
y'all,
gonna go into that.
but y'all
I
got,
just
but
wanted
y'all
to read
got.
that to the viewers
But
about
hold on. But
empathy.
y'all got Sunnis and y'all got Shiites. Y'all got followers of Muhammad and you got followers of Ali. So you could go on and further to more different belief systems. There's different kind of the different there's different Islams, bro. There's many different
It's
types,
different
man.
Islams.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Sunni, there's Shiites, there's different, there's Al Islam, there's Nation Islam,
Is
bro.
that is that different Islam or different Muslims?
Bro, it's only one religion, but there's different writings and different ways that people are introduced to Islam, bro.
I'm listening, brother.
So basically, it's
So
different sects in Islam. It's basically different sects in Islam. Then.
it's almost like the military. You got the
Okay,
It's
Marines,
I
the
see.
almost
Navy,
like
the Army,
Christianity. You got Seven Day
Protestant,
Evangelists,
Baptist,
you got
Catholic.
Protestant, Baptist, Catholicism, and all that. I get what you're saying. I get
But
what you're
I
saying,
don't really
brother.
want to get into that because like I said, I took my Shahada when I was 15 years old in the California Youth Authority. So I'm informed on what I'm talking about. I used to go to Arabic school, speak. I was learning Arabic. And I was getting all the teachings. I used to compare the Bible to the Quran. We sit there and we study, pray 5 times a day, even add extra prayers, bro. I was into all that. And like I said, just it's a lot of things that I don't want to get into, but I'm zero tolerant to
Be
this
off
baby and
that,
these grown ass
brother.
men.
Nah, it's
I
not
don't.
babying no grown man. But us as a people, we got to have more empathy and compassion to one another. That don't mean that we're going to neglect the whole motherfuckers accountable. In
And
in
look,
prison, in prison, if we transgress and we do some bullshit, it can be the homie, it can be my homie that come and DP me. That don't mean that the nigga hate me. That don't mean that he has any ill will towards me. Haiti, you transgressed against whatever the program is, and out of love, I must discipline you. And after you are corrected, then you come back and we can have conversations about anything in the world. It's a
that
certain
shit
level
sound
of
crazy.
it's a
That
certain
shit
level of
sound
empathy,
crazy.
huh? What sound
It
crazy?
sound crazy. Because in my mind, how I'm visualizing it, right? I'm not saying anybody's done this. Let me make that clear. But I'm saying in my mind, I'm visualizing this. So like you over standing over, not you. Let me take that back. Not you. But an individual standing over their homie and they stabbing them to death and say, this is discipline. This is discipline. I don't hate you, but this is discipline. They killing their homie. It just don't make sense, bro. People try to make shit fit when it don't, when it don't. Not saying you in
No,
particular,
you just
like
went
I
to the
said.
extreme. You just went to the
No, it's not
extreme.
an extreme. It's not an extreme. You said
Listen,
it disciplines.
if my homie transgressed against the laws and the order and the structure to the point to where we gotta poke him up, it ain't no empathy, it ain't no mercy. It is what it is, nigga. You fucked up, and we gotta hold you accountable. And this is the disciplinary actions that we have to use against your transgressions.
So why
That's
should I have mercy on Faux Extra? Why should I have mercy on him? Okay, no,
you
you
don't
said not
have
mercy.
to. No, no,
Not
no, no,
mercy,
no, no,
not
no.
mercy.
You
Why should
don't
I have
have to.
empathy for him?
You don't have to. You don't have to, brother. As I've stated before, that's your prerogative. But
Okay.
me being a what they call a black man, I want for my brother what I want for myself. If I
I
was in
mean,
a dire, if I was in a dire situation and I fucked up, I would like for somebody to have some type of sympathy, empathy, compassion, understanding, and care about me if that's available. If it's not, then it is what it is. But as
so
I
that's the
said,
problem right there. That's the problem right there. How are we trying to change the community if we're not doing it that way? If we're not holding people accountable and we're not having these like your heart, you gotta have your mind frame a certain way. This is why this shit is continuing. When we sit here and be stern, hold people accountable, and don't let our feelings get involved, or whatever walk of life you say, I have empathy, sympathy. Nah, punish these motherfuckers. Don't show no emotions. Put their ass through what they need to go through, and maybe they'll start changing. And that because we haven't did that approach yet. But we having this, oh, I feel sorry for you. I'm sad for you. Nigga, no, I feel sad for that little girl that died in that car crash with her grandmama because this nigga just robbed the bank and tried to get away. Oh, I feel sorry for him. Hell no. Fuck that shit, man. That shit don't work no more. I done tried that approach. I'm cool. These niggas is backbiters. They turn on you. Nigga, you get these niggas a hand, they stab you in the back. Nigga, I've been down that road. I done seen it, and I didn't, man, listen, I know I'm not
this is
foolish.
profound. This is
I
profound, my
see
brother.
it. No, but listen, that's why the way I live my life works for me because I know better.
But do you know what that is? Do you know what you're speaking from? And you're gonna deny it.
Speaking
You're
from
speaking
experience, it's
you're
truth.
speaking from past trauma, brother.
No,
That's trauma. Okay, all right.
no,
Okay.
I'm not. It's not. It doesn't have nothing to do with it because I sleep good at night, bro. And I'm not in evil spirits, bro. I have love in my heart for people, bro. But I just don't tolerate bullshit no more, bro. I just don't tolerate the bullshit. And I has nothing to do with a degree of trauma to where like I'm whatever degree that I feel that you trying to say it is, like I'm living in fear or I'm just spiteful and bitter towards people. No, bro. I just don't like certain no, because I'm able to man, listen, I listen to language, bro, and I listen to, I understand it. I just don't see things how y'all see things.
And
Y'all,
that's
I mean,
cool.
that's cool that y'all feel that way, but it's not working.
We're
It's
not
not
trying to
working.
convert you or persuade
No,
you
no,
to
no,
think
no, 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 no,
and
no, no,
feel
no,
in
not
the
where
manner
that's
that
no,
we
no,
do,
no,
brother.
no, 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 no. You getting it wrong. You getting it wrong. You getting it wrong. It's not working for the community. I'm not talking about me. I'm good. I'm talking about it's not working. Our whole goal, and I'm pretty sure I'm going out on a limb. Don't cut my head off. I'm talking to the brothers that's on the phone with us, but I'm going out on a limb. We all here on here for a purpose, right? Trying to build our community. The way we've been going has been going about it the wrong way. We got to try a new approach, bro. And we got to be more stern. Fuck these niggas that's doing this shit to themselves, man. That shit, they could have. He look what he did. His stupidity harmed another person. We don't need that. Nigga's dangerous. We don't need that. I don't have
Yeah,
sympathy for that. Go ahead,
I
brother.
understand that. I understand that, bro. Talk. I understand. But we just show empathy. We ain't showing no mercy there. You know what I'm
No
saying?
mercy, brother.
We showing no mercy, bro. I ain't saying we need to just let him slide or pass.
Right,
No,
right.
he gonna get his. But when we show empathy, we not just think about the individual. We thinking about the long term effects of
Righteous.
what can happen and what
Right,
could possibly happen along with that. So it
right.
ain't, it ain't. We just doing that based on him being a black man, and we know what he about to go through now. This shit
Righteous.
that got work for.
Right.
Instead of us just saying, you know what, fuck you, man, whoop de whoop this and all that. But I do understand where you come from because some niggas do need to be held accountable for what they do, and we do need to be more stern. So I'm not gonna say you wrong completely. I'm not gonna say you wrong at all. You,
We
you
ain't
just you you just an enforcer type. So I understand where you come from. You the execution. So I can't get mad at that.
I appreciate that.
hey,
In a
we
good
we,
way.
we,
In a
we,
good
we
way.
ain't we ain't here to coddle or hold no nigga hand. When I was gang banging on Stevie Walla Bean, I got a lot of family from my respective gang. But ain't no nigga never held my hand. So we don't believe in harboring busters and hold niggas' hands. That just is what it is. But on the flip side, homie, it should be a certain level of understanding and empathy that we extend to one another, especially when the dude ain't out here taking PUSSY, especially when the dude ain't out here victimizing children, especially when the dude ain't out here busting dudes, grandmamas over the head for their purse, their belongings, and all that. You can't get mad. Not you. I'm just speaking in general.
Right. I'm
We
listening.
can't get mad because we regurgitate and we perpetrate and we perpetuate the step. We perpetuate the ignorance that we was taught as kids, and we call ourselves game bangers. This, that, and third. we were lost. Everybody isn't as fortunate as you and I to mature at such a young age to where we can now be in positions and have jobs to where we have our own apartments and we are working towards this, that, and third. Everybody doesn't mature that early in the game because now let's look at it from a scientific standpoint. The shit that we learn as kids be the hardest to do away with when we're adults.
That's true.
Because
I
now
believe
you're
that.
conditioned. A lot of people that come from where we come from is conditioned. Now, pause. What about the trauma that was inflicted on some of us? It's a lot of black male. It's a lot of black male that has been sexually violated. And when they became sexually violated, they became hyper aggressive, like Faux extra character profound. I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying this brother was sexually violated, but it's a lot of niggas in our community. They got sexually molested, sexually violated when they was kids, and when they hit the streets, in order to try to compensate for what they feel, the manhood that they left, they that's on crib, that's on bloods. I'm turned up. I'm ready to. That's to compensate because this dude then lost his manhood. So now we're looking at it from a psychological standpoint, and hey, I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing, homie. You know what I mean? Sometimes this shit get a little too deep for rap and
Nah,
trap.
Hey,
man,
I,
speak on that.
hey, my man Popeye, he the judge, jury, and executioner in a good way,
Choo!
man. You know what I'm saying? He the judge, jury, executioner, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't
Heavy.
stand no business. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, we get a great testimony. Hey, bro, you still gotta face that though. I like the testimony, but you still gotta go ahead and get your shit off, bro. You still gotta put you in that guillotine, all right? Go
Right,
ahead,
right,
Popeye
shoot.
right,
said he
right,
ain't
right.
giving out no passes around this thing, man.
Hell no, hell no. I mean, to that man actually, start pushing his feet in the right direction and show remorse to society and the people and victimizing the community. Because anytime you out here pushing negativity in that form and
Yeah.
fashion, you victimizing everybody. So once he starts doing that, then maybe I could say, okay, yeah, maybe I could say, yeah, okay, you know what, I kind of feel, I might have a little empathy for you now because you starting to change. But until then, I don't have that in my heart for this dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel the way I feel. Some people have to go through the fire, like what metal, fire shapes metal. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah,
and that's
it's a
sometimes you
double-edged
have to go
sword
through that.
because I say it's a double-edged sword. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But
Well, you
if
good.
if you was in an uncompromising position with bro, if y'all was behind them walls, man, like Ye say, he gonna be a scarry. You feel me? He gonna be the one to ride and slide for you if y'all was up in there up against it. You feel me? That's why I say, man, we can't turn on our brothers, man, because we all we got. We outnumbered, man. You know what I'm saying? We up against the
Listen,
gun. We up against everybody else, so we can't kick a nigga while he down, especially that's our
I'm gonna
people,
I'm
man.
gonna
That's the
say this.
struggle.
I'm gonna say this. I'm glad you said that. Let me point something out to you. I've been there, done that, and I'm gonna say this. This ain't prison. It's the streets, and it's the same. I can't say him, but I'm just gonna use individual. I'm gonna say individual. Individuals that are in there will be the same individuals that are trying to take your life on the streets. Yeah, it might ride for me in there, but it's different out here. It is. So that might fly in there, but it don't out here. But at the same time, I've been in riots in prison and in YA, and then I had a dude from 40s that I had to knocking Hispanic out over for him because they was dogging him while he fell on his
I got
back.
you, brother. Once he finishes expressing, I'm gonna bring you in. I got you.
Yeah. He said it was. He said I think he said that ride was over him and YA over there Sutter.
And
They-
SRCC,
yeah,
yeah,
he
they
was
tried
in
to
there
give me a new case
squabbling.
over that shit.
He
I
was in
wasn't
there
in it.
squabbling.
I wasn't in the riot, but I'm the reason why that escalated to that. I fucked the dude Gonzo up, broke his nose, knocked out a tooth, and man, he was so bloody they had to tie a sheet around his face when they took him to medical. The Hispanics ain't like that, but all that shit
Yeah.
really started over Spank. You remember Spank from Gear Gang?
Yeah. I remember him. I remember
They
him.
brought him down transpacking. He's a world lighter. We didn't know that, so we embracing him as a crip. You feel what I'm saying? He
Right.
started busting on all the Mexicans and all that. We don't really know the dynamics of what the shooting game is. We rookies. You feel what I'm saying? But
Right.
somebody explained it to us. So I made the decision. Hey, when we see this nigga, we gonna get off on him. So the Mexicans like it just went crazy, bro. But all that shit
And and
started
I,
over
I
me.
and I'm telling you the second version of it. We in there fighting for our life in that motherfucking day room over that shit. We in there
Hell
hell
no, y'all wouldn't
defending.
fight for y'all
No,
lives. It was it
what
was
I mean,
half and
okay,
half.
listen.
And the
It
homies
wasn't.
was key sued up.
Hey, no. It wasn't half and half. I was in that shit. It was more them than us, and we was handling business. We was handling business. I'm telling
Listen
you.
to me.
Hey, I
I'm
was
the
there. I
reason
was
why
in
that shit
there.
escalated to that. Listen, I was going, and I can say this now. I was gonna poke them motherfuckers up. My nigga Red Ass from Two Peas and the B on Stevie
I
Walla
remember
Green.
Red.
He took his glasses and he made faux shanks out of his glasses on Mike.
He was in
And
there too.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. The police see the nigga pass me 2 shanks. They come gaffle me up. Now they trying to give me an ad charge. They put me on the opposite side where the homie from 6-0 was at. What was his name? Cantano, Huster Rob. They moved me from one Baby Dev Nimmons that was from 52nd Street Hoover
Tiny
and
Dev,
all
Tiny Dev.
Tiny Dev. They moved me from that side, this wing over here, to that side
Yeah.
over there. And when they moved me, my nigga, within hours it kicked off. I think niggas was either coming out for day room or niggas was about to go to dinner or some shit like that. But
Yeah,
that's,
cause I was on that side.
I
They
got
moved.
you,
I
my
think they
brother. I'm about to
swapped.
bring you in.
I think they swapped me with. Cause I ended up going to the last cell on that hallway, and it
It
was me,
probably was
Tiny
a swap,
Devil.
me for you. They
Yeah, it
put
was
me on the
cause it was me, Tiny Devil, and then Capone from Six Deuce Brims, Curtis Howard. We all was on the same row, and we was pushing 6 deuce, 5 deuce, 9 deuce. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
dig
No,
that.
we was just homies on the tier doing time and why, and then you was over there with Dopey and the nigga from Front Hood, them 2 niggas from Front Hood.
Yeah, Doug
Oh,
and all them niggas. Yeah.
yeah, I remember all that shit. Yeah,
They didn't shut the YA down, didn't it?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Mm,
Yo, welcome to the platform, brother. My bad, I had a call. And we got another brother
I
in
ain't
the
tripping.
in the building.
It's all good. What's up with y'all?
What's happening?
Mose, what's up with it, cuz?
What's going on with it? Dummy Dodgers is up off in this thing, man. Speak on
Man,
it.
what's up with y'all, homie? Yeah, hey, I was just listening to the topic. Hey, so when I put that in the comments, when I said the streets will always send you a bill, do you get what I'm saying? Did he hear me?
Who you talking to? You talking to the group?
Just
Or
period, just period, just period. Niggas that play in the streets.
Most definitely. It always
Oh
sends you a
yeah, most
bill.
deaf. Yep.
Absolutely. So
uh-huh.
we don't know what that bill is or how that bill coming, but it comes.
Right.
Shit. So
Like
I don't wish no.
like I was
Hey,
telling y'all
I
earlier,
don't
like I
wish
was telling
no
y'all
bad.
earlier.
I don't wish no
But
bad on that brother. On Faux extras. Hey, shit happens, man. Hey, the streets don't pick and choose. So you know what I'm saying? It
let me
it,
say this
it,
real quick.
it
Let me say
just
this real quick.
shit.
I look. Let me say this real quick. I don't wish bad on nobody either. Let me just clarify something because I don't have my words twisted or somebody try to use my words against me and to benefit them. Not saying you brothers. I'm saying the community
Man,
or
you will
whatever.
saying us.
Let
Now
me
I'm
let
just
me
fucking
let me
with you.
let me let me
I'm
let
just
me say
fucking
what
with
I let me say this though, right? But you know, like I said, nothing happens unless it's the will of God. And like I said, if I was to pass, God forbid, anytime soon, I'm gonna embrace that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna embrace it. And I'm just saying that now, just to put that out there, that's how I view it. I don't fear it. I mean, I love life, but I know one day we all gonna go. So I just want to say that just to say what I need to say. Like like you said, the streets give us, give us receipt. People gonna, whatever they got coming, they got coming. We don't know each other past like that. We don't know the stuff that people done did that don't nobody know about. I mean, for the most part, you know what I'm saying. The ones that know, but people got shit coming, and it is what it is. So hopefully this brother do learn something from that. Is he? We'll see. Somebody's phone is tripping.
Somebody got a cricket.
That's my shit, man.
You was finished, brother?
I'm done. That thing. Yeah, I'm cool.
I got everything. Everything Popeye said. I understood
Right,
what he said on everything
right, right.
because I think I might be just a little bit older than some of you fellas, but shit, I get everything he said. I mean, shit. Hey, what you put out there is what you gonna get, homie. Period. It's
That's true.
just that's how they go. That's how this shit goes, homie. It's just that's the life we live in.
Right.
I live in a realistic.
Yeah,
I
no,
live in
we
I
understand
live in
that,
a
Legend. Man.
realistic world, man. I just feel like I said, what you put out there, you gonna get it coming back, and it might come back a lot harder. You just don't know how that shit coming back. You don't know when
Right,
it's coming back, but it's coming.
Right,
right.
It's coming.
right, right.
So do you think that some people should be extended, compassion? I mean, or empathy in certain situations, or no empathy, no mercy?
Man, I work with homeless people, so absolutely. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? Because everybody got their own situation and as to why they going through what they going through. So yeah, I got a
right,
lot of empathy and compassion for a lot of different people. And I'm a street nigga. I come from that same shit y'all do. So
right.
I
you know,
I agree. I agree.
I don't want to see no black man or woman fucked up again ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We showed as it is.
Super
So
show.
you know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying? We
right.
showed shit. We showed.
Yeah, like I piggyback off of what Bobby Ye said, man. We all been misled by the big homies, you know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? A lot of this indoctrination that
Mm,
we got was from people who, you know what I'm saying, we looked up to that was leading us wrong. So
Mm,
it'd be shameful for us not to, give some type of empathy or compassion, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
Because
right.
we want that for our kids. We got kids running around here
Yeah.
out on the streets, and we would want somebody to show them some love and some compassion if they have been misled. You feel me?
Right, right.
I just don't feel like spreading myself thin, bro. I mean, I feel like some of that energy should be channeled in the right places. That's
Right.
not one of the places need to be channeled in. That dude had what he got coming. I don't have compassion for buffoonery, bro. Like a kid, like I said, a kid don't know no better. All right. This nigga's a grown ass man, bro. I don't have all that sadness and sorrow or whatever we want to call it, a feeling directed towards that dude like that, man. That dude is evil, bro. And
Now
he
let me
got what he
ask.
got
Now let
coming.
me ask you a
I
question,
don't know if he
brother.
evil, but the shit do be
Yeah, me
Evil.
buffoonery.
neither. I don't know what
It
did
do
he.
be
I don't know
buffoonery,
what he's
but I
done.
don't know about
That's what I'm
evil.
saying, Popeye. It
I don't
sounds
know him.
personal. Like I don't know what he's done evil to you, or did anybody you know that he's done something evil to. Don't know any if there's any truth to that.
That's a technicality, and I hate that, right? But at the end of the day, man, we not oblivious to what's been going on. We could play like we are. This nigga's been evil on a. I mean, anytime you push it, it wasn't positive. So what is it? It's not neutral.
I mean, that's
It's
just
pure evil.
that's him though. Like my thing is this, homie. I'm 50. I don't know how old y'all are. I know some of
Okay,
y'all
can I
y'all
say
like
something
30.
before you finish, real
So,
quick? Can I say something before
so-
you finish, real
but
quick?
but look,
Real quick
we
before you
all
finish.
hey
Do your
homie,
kids
we
watch that?
do my kids watch what?
YouTube.
Probably shit. My kids is grown.
So
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'm not trying to. I don't mean, listen, brother. I don't mean to be any disrespectful or
No,
any
no,
kind
no.
of
You
way.
cool.
Or I'm just all I'm saying is all I'm trying to do is make a point. You know what I'm saying? And if I cross any boundaries, just let me know because I don't mean any harm. What I'm saying is you might have children or their children might come across that content. And that dude ain't pushing no positivity over this internet. I don't care. We could cover it up and say, oh, it's entertainment. If somebody take a shit in the room and they put perfume over it, at the end of the day, don't matter how much you dress that shit up, it's still fucking shit.
Check it
And that's
out.
how this
Most of them cap, and I ain't trying to cut you off, but most of them niggas that talk that LA gang tube talk shit anyway, don't none of them niggas push no positivity. It ain't just
right.
Hmm.
him.
Hmm.
Shit, it ain't just cuz, it ain't just
Hmm.
him.
But
Hmm.
Shit,
he's the shine right now. He's
Munchie Butter talk crazy about bullshit every day, but he's supposed to push peace. Man, not homie.
that's true.
I've
I'm
been
with
watching
you.
these. I'm from Denver, homie, and the way LA talks about my city and disrespect us because we out of
Not
town.
all of us. Not all
Not
of us.
all
Not
y'all.
all
You
Not
of
all
us.
right,
of
Not
us.
all
Bobby?
of us.
Hey, you absolutely correct. Not all y'all, but you from Compton. You ain't from LA. I'm talking about the
I'm
LA
for Watts.
guys.
I'm for
Watch,
Watts.
my fault. The LA
Oh
guys.
Lord.
That's what I'm talking about because they disrespect y'all and anybody else that ain't in LA.
Nah, hell no. Them niggas don't
So,
disrespect us. What?
homie,
No, no, sir. You
shit.
can't name an LA nigga in this social media space that disrespect Watts. Maybe
I'm not
certain.
listen. I'm not saying it that way, homie.
All
But
right,
they
I
don't
got you.
look at y'all as the same as they look. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Because
Okay,
they talk.
and I understand that you from out of state,
That's
but just
that's
just
all
let
I'm
me say this
saying.
real quick.
Yes,
Watts
sir.
and Papa, don't take offense to this, brother. You know what I mean?
I'm
Watts
not.
is
I'm
the
not.
cream of the crop in LA. You know what I mean?
I
But
understand. I
but
listen
one
to
thing,
you.
we don't do, majority of the time when you run into a brother from Watts, we ain't trying to condemn nobody from Denver, New York, and none of that. Watts niggas is into expanding. What's cracking out
Understood.
there? How can I come out there and fuck with y'all? What's going on out there? And me personally, I know that we got unalivers and suckers everywhere. Just like
Absolutely.
a lot of people where I come from, they talk down on the brothers from Vegas. You feel what I'm saying? But out here, they head busting like how they head busting, you know, where I'm from and where you from. You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
So who's to really say who's better than the other? You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And the marriage that we judge it off of is us unaliving one another. So for me, it's all
That's
stupidity and whatnot.
bullshit.
And huh?
No, I'm saying that's bullshit. What we judge it on,
Yeah.
like you said.
Well
It
Absolutely.
is.
said, Bobby. Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and, I,
Well
and, I,
said.
and,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I hate that some of the LA brothers do have this mindset that everything outside of LA is watered down. That's not the
Yeah.
truth. And if we really stood on that and we really believe that, then we wouldn't be giving our blessings to dudes in different regions of America to push this cripping in blood. And if we felt like it was that watered down, but this is the thing that I say, because they had the discussion where 607 Unc said that LA Crips or California
Man.
Crips look down on Crips in St. Louis. We can't, because if you plant a mango seed in California, plant one in Colorado, it's gonna come a little different. This one may be a little sour. This one maybe a little sweeter. So everybody gonna put their own what you call it, their own not identity, but they gonna put their own spin on it. You feel what I'm saying? That don't mean that
Absolutely.
it's any less lethal as what we doing. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So for the brothers out there, homie, that be having a superiority complex, like we better than these dudes and these dudes, this, that, and third. If they ain't embracing dudes who go out there and break the laws, if they're not promoting unaliving innocent people and doing inappropriate things to women and children and shit, let them niggas get they crip in their blood on, homie. Who is we to say, oh, we're better than this? And like, I know it originated from here, but just because it originated here, that don't mean that every other subset or every set after that is watered down. Because if we going off that, then the Black Panther political party started in Oakland. So if we going off the notion that everything after that is watered down, then that means that the Black Panther political party that went to Chicago and went to LA is watered down, right?
Right.
Understood.
That's all I'm saying. But that's just
Absolutely.
me. That's just Bobby A from Watts, who have a unique perspective and having a deep love for my people. Like, but continue, brother.
Look, I just wanted to say to Popeye. So Bobby, I know a couple of your homies, man. I fuck with Aquila. He done been out here. I do the same
Tequila
thing you
Sherelle,
do.
that's my partner,
Absolutely.
man.
And
Yeah.
your and Red. I
Oh, you
know
talking about
them.
Red Man?
I know them, homie. We do the
Yeah.
same type of work. So I know
Nice.
them. I've been knowing them
Right.
for years.
Right.
But only thing I was gonna say to Popeye, hey homie, I ain't in the streets either, but I don't disrespect my homeboys that still are. They ain't there yet. So when they figure it out, they will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to the ones that have figured it out, I fucks with them. Shit.
Right.
I ain't on the bullshit.
Hey, but not you, brother. To the brother, let's pop it TV. He say Watts is LA. Now watch niggas separate themselves from LA the opposite. Yeah, we are LA technically. We're technically South Central. But being that we dictate and we give value to a lot of shit that's relevant in the culture, yeah, we make distinction between ourselves and brothers from LA. The way that we articulate, the way that we gesticulate, the way that we get down is slightly different from our brothers in LA. We're not necessarily better, but we're different. A lot of our peoples came from the South, so we still have Southern values, especially coming out of the projects. We have communities within communities, and we get down a certain type of way, and it's slightly different from some brothers in LA and various other cities around LA. But forgive us, man, if we didn't offend somebody or something like that. But I take
Uh,
pride in being from
Yeah,
Watts, man.
one of the
I
cliques
will
in the
say this. Oh, my bad,
faction
brother.
from my hood, Spoonie G. Spoonie G is
Grape
from
Street
Spoonie G,
Watts,
Grape Street
yeah.
Watts,
Come
bruh.
on, man,
I'm from
yeah.
you feel me? They
Alexa,
they
turn
came out
off.
here and
The
we
homies
real
from
tight knit.
Uh,
PJs up there used to fuck with the PJs up there too.
Yeah, the
So
homie
so
uh,
Poonsa. You got a homie named Poonsa out here. You feel me? You got a homie named
yeah,
Kadoris named Pookie. He stay out
yeah.
here. That's my cuddy.
Oh, that's your Cuddy right there?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the big homie on the reels. That's the big homie right there, man.
yep,
So we always had a relationship with Bakersfield. I mean, I can go back and all that, but I'm not gonna do that because it was engaged in certain, illicit affairs and niggas getting money and all that. But yeah,
yeah.
we always had a relationship with the brothers up there, and we ain't come. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, man. Let's get back to the topic. How y'all brothers feeling?
I will say this to Bobby A point. I think a lot of people don't understand, or sometimes they don't articulate the fact that even though we in the same city, these sectors still have their own identities and their
Righteous.
own subculture within that city. Like,
Right.
watch, y'all might have a different type of lingo, way of talking, communication. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
might have a different way of getting down from the South Central. Just
Mm-hmm.
like just like us being from South Central, it might be something different over there that's different from Watts. It's like Jones. They got their own lingos, their own talks or whatever, just like you go to Inglewood.
Right.
Inglewood got their own lingo. So yeah,
Right.
even though we close to each other, and it could be LA County and just Los Angeles, period, it does establish their own identity. It's just that the people that be speaking up for it, they make it seem like it's division rather than saying, you know what, we from the same city, but this territory is different from that territory. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes a distinction
Yeah,
of where
kick
you
me
from.
out, man. What's going on?
Oh,
Right. Right.
oh my bad.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think that's the problem when it comes to us and making it seem like it's division, but nah, it's really just people saying, nah, we from here, but in this section it's a different identity from other sections.
Yeah,
We
we
do
move
our
a
own
little
thing.
different.
We move a little bit different, so we have a different type of culture and a different type of way of getting there from other cities, just like Long Beach does.
But
So
but I- but I will say this to anybody that's from Los Angeles. Watts was a unified section in Los Angeles. We loved each other. We fucked with each other. But when we embraced Crippin' and Blood, and it divided our section, it divided our community, it divided our city. You feel what I'm saying? So with us understanding and knowing these components, what brothers and Watts did is say, listen, homie, we got to stop unaliving one another. We got to get back to the original roots of what we were about, and they formed the 1992 Peace Treaties. So Watts has always been a city that's similar, or a section or a community that's similar to the Bay Area a little bit when it comes to loving on our people. That type situation. My bad. I ain't mean to cut the brother off, man. I just wanted to, express that.
Man,
Can
I
I
want
say
to go out
something?
there and get me a Hoskins burgers, man.
Who?
Hoskins, what is it? Is
Oh,
Hoskins?
Hawkins, Hawkins,
Hawkins,
Hawkins.
Hawkins, yeah,
Yeah,
Hawkins,
man, go
man.
get you one of them Hawkins burgers, man. They A1 on the rails.
What hood is that in though? I ain't gonna
Bunny
get
Hunter
smacked
Watch
up.
Blood. That's right across the street from the Nickerson Gordon housing projects, and they be politicking.
Can I
they
say something?
they definitely do be politicking over there. I
My
got lucky
brother,
one day.
tell us about it.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I mean, if you really want to be honest with no filter, want me to tell you how I always viewed Watts as growing up,
You
or
just told
'cause I
us
can't,
last segment, but give it
I
to us.
can't, I can't really speak. I can't really speak for everybody,
Give it to us.
but
Your
man,
opinion.
I'm gonna try not to be offensive, but I'm
No,
gonna
be
speak the
offensive.
truth. I'm gonna speak the truth. Okay, look, when I grew up, my rule of thumb is don't date no broad from Watts because they
Hmm.
grimy. And don't fuck around and watch, cause nigga, you can get smoked any second over there. Just the geographics is different, and the way it's set up is real shady because everybody's like packed in, and you don't know where you might end up being. Like I remember I was going to the parole office, and I used to be from Inglewood Family. I was a blood, and I was from Nine Deuce, and I was over there coming out the parole office. My homeboy had a blue and gray Caprice on 24s. We used to go out of town. And so he picked me up in that at the parole office, and we got chased down by some nine deuce bishops. No, them nine deuce bebops. Right by the parole. This dude chased us around the parole office. We burned rubber through the alley. He chased us. He was in like a Malibu wagon, a white one, brown skinned dude with long hair, and he pulled up right up on the side of us, and then we chunked the B up at him. Man, he pulled out his 357 Magnum, chunked the B up at us, and then fast off. I'm like, oh, these dudes they chipping shit broad daylight over here. Like it's wicked right in front of the parole office, and that was just one occasion. I had many occasions in Watts. Watts is grimy. You
It
fuck
seemed like I
around and
don't give a
watch.
fuck what city you go to. That east side, the lower
I
east
got you,
side,
brother. We about to
always
let
be
you in right
bad.
now.
Nah.
Hey, hey, man,
I'm
say
originally
man.
from that east side. I'm originally from the east side. I'm gonna be honest
I'm
with you.
and,
I
and
grew up on 52nd and San Pedro. From the age of nothing to 9 years old, I went to Main Street Elementary.
I
I
say,
know
man.
about the east side. There's nothing like Watts, bro.
I'm gonna tell you
There's
like this.
nothing like it.
Watts. That's where poverty is real. The only lower place in Los Angeles that's beneath Watts is Skid Row, and that's the low of the low. So
Damn.
this is what I say about Watts. Being that we are deeply rooted in poverty, we only respect lawn pushers. We only respect the cream of the crop. We only respect other um um illers, if you know what I'm talking about. So if
Mhm.
you ain't known that, and that you if you ain't an apex type of individual, don't go to Watts. Cause we gonna run through you. Cause look at all this poverty that we existing through. Shit is hard. It's a real challenge over here for me to let you come in my community, pussy fitting. You ain't really that type of nigga that you proclaim to be. Run them pockets. But if you standing on business and you one of them from where you from, we gonna respect you. How can we get some money? How can we network? So we have a perception of if you ain't that, don't come around here, homie, because we don't tolerate and we don't accept that. Watts is rooted in poverty. Watts is the bottom of the bottom, but it's crazy that we the bottom of the bottom. But when you research Los Angeles history, shit, a lot of people's follow the trends that we create and that we put out. But I mean, it
Hey,
is what it is.
hey,
What it is. The
hey,
brother said is divide and conquer. I don't necessarily think that is divide and conquer, but a lot of people had a negative um perception and perspective of viewing Watts. So being that they looked at us a certain type of way, when you came over here, this is what we're gonna give to you. Because a lot
but
of people, especially from the West Side was an affluent community. A lot of those dudes' parents owned several homes. They were doctors, lawyers, judges, people of prestige. In Watts, we didn't have that, so they had a snobbish way of viewing people from Watts. So since you look at us like that, we gonna play into that stereotype, nigga, running pockets, or we gonna send you back in a body bag, and that's just how it is in Watts. And I'm not defending the atrocities that we inflicted on people. That's just the history of what it was in Watts. You feel what I'm saying? Watts being known for being fighters, we had to fight. Cause coming out your door, nigga, it's a fight just to exist. Coming out your
hey,
door, go ahead, brother.
let me say something. The brother in Denver, is he still on the phone?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Okay, look. Watts is cracking and Watts. I will admit that it's cracking. I haven't been out there. I've been over there recently, but the last time I was, it's still popping over there. I mean, last time I went over there, we had a funeral, and I just I had to make sure I had my Bible on me,
This dude
if you
crazy.
know what I mean. But
Hmm.
The sister,
but no, what I was gonna say is I learned at an early age, right? That you just don't catch no buses in South Central. I learned that at an early age. This period, just whether it's Watts or my side of town, bro, it's wicked all over.
The
You learn. I
the
learned that at
RTD,
15.
rough, tough,
Listen,
and
I learned
dangerous.
that.
rough, tough,
Yeah,
and dangerous.
I listen. I learned that 15. And that's when look in so many words.
Hold
If
on,
you
where the other
understand
brother
me,
go?
in so many words, at 15, that's when my game was woke up, and I've seen a lot. And I knew at the age of 15, if you get what I'm saying, brother, you don't catch no buses in South Central.
See, that's some West Side shit to say. Because on the East Side, especially in Watts, all of us ain't really have cars, so you have to catch a bus.
Nah,
Unless
no. I'm shaking my head because I'm not. I mean, I agree with you, but I'm shaking my head like, nah, it gets real ugly. It gets really
that's what they
ugly.
that's what they got guns for, brother.
But that don't mean.
I mean,
I mean,
okay.
people get popped with those. Like, yeah,
See,
that's what
where I
makes
come
certain
from,
people
we don't
elevate
we
their
don't
game.
live we don't live in a state of fear.
I'm
If
not
I got to
saying
go
that.
down, I mean, basically that's what we're saying. You can't
No, I
travel
don't live in a
because
state of ignorance. Like, you don't have to fear death to die. Bro, I'm not playing with fire. Like, bro, I know the business. Like, hell no. I
Yeah,
done
so
seen
I
it.
understand where I come from though, because we had to do because that was because I live on the west side and they had that notion that nah nigga you ain't taking no bus in no South Central no why so
Hell no.
we yeah but
You
like this I
you
hate to
might
say
you
that's
might get
that's
away
living
with the
in
green
fear.
line. You might get away. You
That's
yeah
might
living in
get away with the
fear.
green line and blue line, but it still might
yeah
crack.
Hey,
That's
yo,
living
exactly
Bobby
in
you might
Yay,
fear, brother. Because if
Bobby
I got to
Yay,
go handle this business on the other side of town and I can't get a
well
ride and I ain't got a car, man, I'm going to go handle my BI.
You
Hey, let me
heard
get
what
that.
happened to Munchie. Munchie said on his show he was sitting at the bus and got packed out. He got lucky because usually they don't do that. I
Munch,
know. I'm telling you.
Munchie
I
should have had a
know.
doodle pop on him. Some
Munchie
of us
can't
when we was
see.
some of us when we was young and we was catching buses and all that, we was notorious for having doodle poppers. So approach me with the correct amount of caution because if you don't, it's gonna be a fireworks show. But I'm not about to just be in the projects all day because I don't have a car and I got to go handle some business on the other side of town. I'm equipping myself and I'm going to go handle some BI. And if
Hey,
you
let me
that's
let
approach
not.
me.
me,
Hey, that's not fair, man. Munchie can't. He didn't see it coming.
He's stupid.
that's crazy. Nah, he wasn't disabled when that happened to him.
Oh
Nah, he wasn't.
shit.
He wasn't. He wasn't. That's a good comeback. Can I
Hey,
say
Oh
one
no,
more
don't.
thing and I'm gonna let you
yeah, I
talk?
got you. But let me respond to the sister real quick. She say, so would that be considered praying on the week? Because I
No,
said I mean, I don't think that it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you pretending and masquerading and pretending to be something that you ain't, and you come to watch, we gonna show you that you ain't really what you say you is, unless you really is what you say you is. It's trial by fire. If this is the way that we got tried in order for us to build reputations in these communities and all that, you think we just gonna let some outsider niggas just come over here and prance around and like hell no? That's
I
out.
mean, let
it's
me say
real
this. Let me
recognized
say
real
this.
no matter where you go.
Let me
Right.
say
If you're
this.
a real one,
I'm not fucking around in them projects because let me just say this. I'm gonna get on my topic. I'm gonna fall back and let y'all holler. Look, real quick. I listen. I remember one time I drove into Haciendas. And I'm like, okay, and I had to drop the little homie off up in there. So I'm driving through there real quick. And as I'm turning this, it's like a big ass C, like a U almost shape. And you drive in and you turn all the way around the projects and you come back out the other side. And as I'm driving, as I'm turning at an angle, these Negroes is deep in a motherfucker as I'm popping up in this motherfucker, going over the speed bump. I'm like, damn, they in this motherfucker. And it's some little projects up in over there that's turned up. And you know what I'm saying? It be them little hoods over there that people be sleep on, and then they fall victim to them real fast. But what is that?
the Hacienda
Somebody
Village.
call her? Man, what? 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 I went over there, bruh. I'm telling you, they was over there, and I heard stories about what so I'm not getting into that, but I'm not sleep on Watts, all right. But let me just say this story real quick about the bus. So one day I'm walking down, I know the rules to this. I know the rules to this. So I'm better through my hood on Crenshaw. I'm about like by 108. 104th or 108 around up in there. And as I'm bailing, this little young black brother, man, he on a bike and he driving, he coming, he ride his bike in the opposite direction that I'm going. I'm going towards Imperial, walking in that direction, and he's actually like coming up a bike going towards Crenshaw and Century, finna go to towards my section. And I see him. I'm like, "What's up, little homie?" He like, "What's up?" And he had like a brown LA hat on, like he was Damu. He like, nah, no, nah. My brother and them is right. As soon as he say that, this car drive by us and they I see him. I'm like, look at that car, and they breaking their neck. Like they both, the driver and the passenger is heading northbound, but their heads is looking southbound at us, and they driving and not even paying attention where they drive. And I said, watch that car. You see that car? He was like, yeah, I see that car. I said, if they turn in that divider right there and come back down the one way, then we out of here. Man, they banked the right. I said, let's get across the street. We got across the street towards the fire station. As soon as we got across the street, they pulled right up where we was and hopped out. I looked down like, what's up with that? I'm like, look, little homie, follow me. I didn't even know this little dude, but they finna pop this little dude just because that's how thirsty these dudes is out there. They don't even give a fuck. So I'm like, man, I'm like cross street. I'm like, what's up with that? They like, they look at us like, oh, what's up? I'm like, hell no. They get back in the car. We break through these apartments, through these houses out the gate, and we get to the bottoms. But my point is, it happens like that all the time. Even dudes that's not even from somewhere, that's how they get popped. And I bet you this still happens to this day. But I had an IQ of that shit and I understood it because, like I told you, at 15, I learned real fast. You don't catch them busts, if you get what I'm saying. So I knew the game. And I feel like, I actually was there to save this little youngster life and I taught him something. But the point I'm making is this wicked everywhere, bro. And that was the case, and we could have got it. We could have got it, but I was up on it. Like I be knowing how it go. I know what to look for. I even be paying attention to cars and park. There's this certain shit you just know when you live that life. When you play both when you wore many hats and play both sides. But anyway, yeah, it can happen anyway. It can happen in any side of town, South Central, West
Yo,
Side.
Papa, I got a story to tell you, right? Don't disrespect the watch, cause Bobby, yeah, I still took the bus, though. I still was handling my business, despite that notion. Even though we had that notion, I mean, one time, man, this one I finally knew where the damn Jordan Downs was at. Young
Mm,
lady invited me to the Jordan Downs, right? Little cool young lady. I'm still friends with her to this day. When I
right.
told her the story, she laughed. So I took the Century bus because it goes It goes right there. Matter of fact, it stops in front of Jordan. So I'm over here going down towards the east side. So right when I was getting to Jordan Downs, I saw nothing but straight purple. Purple sodas, purple t-shirts, purple everything. Like you would thought Barney was out there chilling on how much purple you saw. And man, I tried to tell the bus driver to stop. The bus driver turned back and looked at me like, "You really gonna stop over here?" I said, "Nah, dog, keep going, man. Just give me at the last stop. I ain't going, man. Nah, man. I had it all wrong." He looked at me like smart dude. And I'm just telling you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah.
Yeah, they was gonna put the Drake beats on you, man. You could have got off. Talk about you from somewhere else.
Oh shit! I remember the homie. I remember the homie was like, "Man, you need a car," and I'm like, "Yeah, I need a car fresh out of Y." And the homie, because it's hard to break away from the hood when the hood show you love, and you
Mm.
and you you grew up in that shit, right? So like the homie, like, "Man, you need a car?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I need a car." He's like, "Look, homie, I hit the homie in a dice game. Man, I hit him for 800. He couldn't pay me, so he gave me the Cutlass, nigga. All you gotta do is put a carburetor in, and you can have it." Man, I
Mm.
went to the block, I got that carburetor, towed that car. Man, what? I was in traffic, but like I'm saying, I wasn't doing that bus. You know what I'm saying? Hell no.
That's heavy, brother.
Yeah, the
That
homie, the
bus.
homie blessed me.
Yeah, nah, that's dope. But some of us when we was coming up, we ain't have that luxury or have that option. So we had to get it how we live. Just strap up and understand that it's dangerous elements and components all throughout Los Angeles County. You got to be willing to deal with the consequences. You feel what I'm saying? So strap up. You know what I mean? Be vigilant. If you see a lot of dudes jump on a bus wearing red, it's a strong possibility that they bloods and they politicking, and vice versa with the Crips. It's just with Crips beefing with each other, so the Crips are more inclined to whoop anybody ass. You feel what I'm saying? Because they beef with so many people, Crips, Bloods,
Shit.
Hoovers, and everything in between. Like, you know what I mean? But those was the elements that we was dealing with as we were kids and in that life. So my thing is, how do we contribute our individual voices, reputations, and influence to just create a change within that that subculture.
Man, we got to get at the youngsters, man. You know what I'm saying? That's who out here unaliving and sliding and riding.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
they don't
brothers our age ain't doing that shit. We chilling. We
Nah, he's
working.
right.
that's true. But some of us had a history in that, and it's because we was misled. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody.
Man,
Go
you
ahead,
know
bro.
how many people I done gave passes to? You know how many people in that life that I lived? Bro, I felt like that alone made a difference on everything. I caught two block Crips on Century and Prairie, and I didn't even have a pistol on me. I was acting like I had one, but I gave them niggas a pass in my hood. And on everything, I just told them like, man, we black. And they was looking at me all crazy and shit like, really? I'm like, nigga, we black. And I think, and I believe in my mind that they done gave somebody else a pass behind that. So I think it starts with just little gestures of kindness to each other, not empathy and sympathy for faux extra. I ain't feeling that shit.
You
But
really
I'm
don't like
saying,
that, brother.
but
He's still
That's
on
I'm
heavy.
just
that.
saying, but I'm being
He's
real.
still
Hey,
tripping.
hey, real talk. Let me ask you a question, and like I'm gonna let you out of flow. Have you ever, and this ain't to put you on no front street or nothing, have you ever gave a bounty hunter or a Great Street a pass on the streets?
Hell yeah, on Steamboat. Yeah. Man, I did, and I did a segment on this when I had a disagreement with some dudes from the joint downs. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I didn't grab them. You know what I mean? Like, no, man, don't do this to him. Like, no, on Stevie. I didn't save a cat from over there, homie. When the homies was about to blam him down on Steve. No, no, hold on, no. And I had to give him I seized that opportunity to give him a teaching moment. Listen, homie. Blase, blase, wooty woo woo, so on and so forth, wooty woo. Now get your ass from around here. The fuck you doing over here? Yeah, most definitely. And on PJ, on Steve-O, I'm a kid. Now we going back into history, right? I'm a kid. We playing the Bunny Hunters and the Grape Streets, because at one point in time it was Bunny Hunter Grape. If you know the history, it was Bunny Hunter and Grape. It's almost like they was the same hood. You feel me? We playing them in basketball. Them niggas tried to lock us in the gym, was about to wet the gym up.
Damn.
Unstable, but by the grace of God, cooler heads prevail. We get up out of there, everybody banging, PJ Watts, her, Bunny and the Ones, and everybody, Grace you, everybody yelling out they, what I mean, they hoods and all this and all that. The tension is in the air. Like it's crazy, right? By the time we get back, because we had to go back in the gym. Me, the homie Frog Dog, and another one of the homies. We had to go back in between all them niggas, Bunny Hunters and Gray Street, to get the homie Maniac. Nigga, bring your ass on. And I'm a teenager, homie. By the time we get to the projects, homie, it's a party in the projects, Imperial Courts. It's like 4 niggas from Bounty Hunters and 2 females from Bounty Hunters in the projects. The homies was about to blam them down. How y'all try to lock us in the gym and then come to one of our hood parties? No, you niggas about to die. So the female, no, word is bum. The female pleading for her life and all this and all that on Steve. I jump out the van with the big homie Maniac and Frog Dog. I'm like, no, cuz, don't kill him. Don't kill him. These ain't the ones that was tripping. Whoopty whooping on Steve on PJ Watts. The homies gave him a pass and told him, get the fuck from up out of here, homie. So yes, I have extended that level of compassion and love to individuals at one point in time that was considered my rivals. Motherfucking right. Was there times that it was no compassion and no empathy and no understanding? We game banging, nigga, this is what it is. Most motherfucking right. Them fights and all that shit being at the shopping center and they just packed out the homie or they just stopped the dash and tried to, like, no, nigga, return to sender. We do gangster shit too, most definitely. But it's I always talk about the duality in life, homie. We got to figure out what's the duality in life and apply it in our life to where it works for us. That situation with, yeah, but just to answer your question in a nutshell, yes, I have, brother. My bad. I went on a long,
You
explanation.
know,
And
you
shit.
was asking how we come to to reconcile and get this shit back in order, right? You showed a
Right,
video the other day with that little young man from Long Beach, man, and he was on the ground screaming, and that dude from 20s was like F bugs and all this, that, and the third.
right, right, right,
Now, on one side of it, yeah, that grown ass man was wrong. But on
right,
the other side of the coin, them little niggas right there, the one doing all the popping. Them little dudes at that age, from 12, 13 on up to like 25, they doing
right,
the most unaliving out here.
right,
So on one
I
side,
didn't
the
even know
bad man
that.
wrong, but on the other side, hopefully he taught this little young ass a lesson.
right.
That's who we got to
Mm.
reach. We got to get to them.
How do we get to the youth?
Mm-hmm.
But without demonizing, we cannot demonize the youth because they're only perpetuating the things that we taught them. Anytime you extract something from the original, it becomes twice as deadly or twice as potent. So as long as we continue to let this game banging shit just continue on, it's gonna get worse. And it may not be getting
Right.
worse as if in people putting in work, but now it's on the social media shit. The shit is watered down, it's different. It lost the, I don't want to say value or substance, but it lost the, that, I don't know, bro. I don't even know what to call that element. You feel what I'm saying? But these youngsters, we already know that the homicide rate in Los Angeles and Los Angeles County is down. It's the lowest it's ever been since the 1970s. So these babies ain't out there unaliving in a fashion that the other generations was. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is how we find a unique way to grab them and give them a different way of perceiving the streets themselves and one another.
Exactly. I think that we got to definitely get them up out of that element and let them know that it's bigger than this. It's bigger
Right?
than Los Angeles. It's bigger than Watts. It's
Well,
bigger
you're
than
right.
Compton. And letting them know that we have, because if we taking something away from them, we have to replace it with something. We have to implement it
You
with
have
something.
to.
We got to give them some opportunity for them to build, for them to grow outside of that shit. And a lot of this shit is mostly what we on right now, social media.
What do they want, big
Okay,
dog?
hold on. Can I
But
can I
no,
say
hold
something?
on. Go ahead, go ahead, go
He's
ahead, go ahead.
right. The brother's right. No, listen. Like, okay, let me just use myself as example because that's the best way that I could teach someone else something different. Okay, for example, like when I was in prison and I ended up going to fire camp, man, I had no idea about the sequoias, right? The redwoods, how they're protected by the federal government. Education, right? And now I love the redwoods, bro. I've been up there, fought fires, experienced something different. You
Yeah,
have
I
to
went to
take them
Camp
out their
Alder. I didn't mean to
element.
cut you out. Yeah, I went to Camp Alder up there too, bro. You know what
Right. So
I'm
you
saying?
was in Northern California.
Yeah, I went to Susanville.
Okay, yeah, I was in Jamestown. I was in Mount Holmes. I was in we were stationed up in the Sequoia National Forest. But the point I'm making, because I don't want to take from y'all vibe and y'all got it going on, is this. You do have to take the kids up out the hood. Start taking them on trips. Education. Education is key. Everybody likes different things, but they won't know what they like unless you show them, unless you introduce it to them. And I'm telling you, take them up to the
Hey,
mountains, teach them about the trees. Be like, hey man, the birds up here. Listen, it's a whole nother experience. Take them out their element because they're confined to South Central. And I didn't realize once you pass Lancaster and you get to Kern County, Tehachapi's beautiful. They got
yeah,
waterfalls
yeah.
back there, snows, mountain lions. They got animals that shoot insects that are federally protected. These type of things like that. Instead of trying to do the repeating the same shit that the older homies done try to change the game. Stop. I'm on live. They try to teach us the ways to get up out the hood. It didn't work. We got to try these things. And also, one more thing. One of the brothers that said last week, and it resonated with me. He talked about finances, something about income or something to that extent. We have to give these youth incentives because most of them is committing crimes for money. So we implement these jobs, small time, part time jobs to put money in them. Because even if you plant the seed, my dad used to have me work on the car. I didn't know shit I was doing, but he give me $100 just for trying. That gave me work ethic. So now that I'm in my 30s, I appreciate that shit. I know working for a living pays off. It keeps me out of jail. But I ain't gonna to the floor. But those the ways.
Not real talk because I got some homies who ain't never been to the beach before. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I got some little homies who ain't never been to the other side of town. They ain't never been to the country. They ain't never been to 6th Street Park. We used to be cool with them dudes at one point in time. I'm that old. We used to be cool with all our ops. You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
all a Crip thing out here. It was Crip versus Blood. Now, niggas ain't really funking with blood. But I'm saying that to say this, like, you got a lot of people just stuck in it. Man, it's a whole world outside.
Right.
And we got to start picking these dudes up and taking them while they young and getting
Right.
them up out of here, man.
Right. Right.
But you
It's
also
niggas in Venice that they don't fuck with the Venice shoreline. They don't fuck with the beach like that. They be in their hood doing hood shit.
have to ask these young brothers and sisters, what are you lacking? What is your aspirations? What are you trying to
Absolutely.
obtain? Because if this dude don't give a fuck about nature and you talking about taking him to see the birds, the woods, and the trees, he's not excited by that. You understand what
I
I'm saying?
agree
So,
with you.
so what
I
are you
agree.
lacking? And a lot of these poverty-stricken conditions and situations and environments that we come from, these kids are lacking money, finances, relevance, and an identity. So instead of me putting you on a block and putting this work in your hand, you know how to articulate, brother. So let's put you in a classroom to where you're going to be teaching the younger brothers and sisters how to thoroughly articulate. Let's build your vocabulary. Let's teach you various things about your respective field, and we're gonna start paying you. We're gonna start a youth leadership class to where we got these young brothers that now have relevance and have cultural equity in a community doing something to where they're being incentivized for a youth leadership program to
But
where they're go
but
ahead.
that's just one part. That's just one part of it. I agree with you. I agree with you. Open heartedly.
I
I
mean,
agree with you,
it's a
bro.
multifaceted plan. If you
Right.
would have let me,
Right.
I could have hit from A to Z. You feel what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay. Okay. All right.
Traveling
Go ahead. Go
outside
ahead.
the hood, as I have said 4 lives ago, that's essential. We have to build relationships with brothers in New York. Take these little brothers out of the confines of the ghetto, out of LA, and take them to New York. Let them see how they live in New York. Let's take them down to New Jersey. Let's start leadership programs to where we can communicate with one another. And then you have different brothers from various parts of the United States of America building strong, meaningful relationships with other brothers. So traveling, that's a big thing as well. But we also have to worry about giving these kids purpose, giving them an identity outside of I'm a turned up Crip or I'm a turned up Blood. And how can we do that? By giving them cultural relevance and cultural equity in the culture that they represent. Let's start putting them in a key position. If this dude likes to hit up on walls, but the hit ups is crazy, man, we need to get you a canvas. Now that we got you a canvas, let's go down to these studios down here and see if we can get a piece of your artwork in these studios. Let's start connecting them with the resources that'll be advantageous to what they really want to do in life. If this little dude like helping people, let's go to the Watts Fire Station, see if we can get this little brother a ride along. That's all I'm saying. It's a multifaceted problem, and it's going to be it has to be a multifaceted solution.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, for example, one more thing. My wife's her son, I'm helping her raise her son. He's 6 years old. And he loves knowledge. I hike with him. I take him to the mountains. We hike. He out hikes grown ups, and this is no lie. I'm not exaggerating. I got him a camel pack. It's my little guy, you know what I'm saying? And he knows I do construction. So he'll take my tape measures and my hammers and he'll act like he's working. Man, one time I walked in the room, he laying on his bed on his back, and he done put the measuring tape, done stretched it all the way out to the ceiling, measuring the ceiling from where his bed is at 6 years old. And I'm like, okay, and that's what we need is these role models, because I'm a role model for them. You know what I'm saying? That's and that's what I believe is very impactful. If each one teach one. We everybody's responsible. Everybody's responsible, and it starts with us. So the people with money, like I know it's kind of far fetched, but the people with money like Jay Z, or people within reach in our community like WAC 100, and them type people with money, we can fund these type of programs and start, like you said, traveling, and because like I know, when you start to travel, you become enlightened. And that's how I became a lot more educated than I was, because I wasn't just confined to the hood. I've been to Amarillo, Texas, Houston, Dallas, Shreveport. I done traveled all the states on the bottom all the way to the top, bruh, and learned their cultures. It's very diverse, and have seen how the geographic change and the demographics change. So anyway, I believe what you're saying is true, and that's what we need to do. But I'm willing to be on board with it if we could start something, put something in the works, now.
But we also know what also is just another element to it. We also got to change the way we interact with each other at these homes with
Mhm.
the black men and the
You
black
said that
woman.
righteous, righteous,
Very
righteous.
true.
Right,
Because the thing is that some of these kids, they only going up by what they see their parents do,
Mhm.
right.
and they
I
think
agree.
that is cool because of the results that they get from that. And
Right.
then when they try to apply it in the outside world, they end up falling flat on their face because that information come to find out it didn't fit in the world. But that's just
Mm.
it. That's all that right there.
Nah, that's real. That's real business. That's real business. Anybody else that have anything to say before we conclude this amazing and informative live? Hey, Anthony, not Anthony. Angel Alvarez. Listen, man, we are proactive individuals who are trying to find solutions to problems that is plaguing our people, and then we may be in a position to come to your community and have the dialogue about how we resolve things in your community. But the trolling, stop the trolling. If you want to come here and have meaningful dialogue, we can do that. If you want to be a troll and you want to say black people did this to me and all that shit, like that's counterproductive, and we're not going to do that, brother. We're not going to ostracize you because you're Hispanic. We're not going to do that either. But just come in with a certain level of respect, my brother. But anybody got something to say before we conclude this very
Matter of
informative
fact, let me
live?
also add another element to that.
Hmm.
We also need to be proactive in teaching our kids the history of black folks also. How
Righteous.
we failed, the mistakes that we made, and how we get to this point and what happened. Because I firmly believe in order for you to know where you're going, you gotta know where you've been
Where
first,
you
Right,
came
and
from.
right,
Right.
right.
where you
Absolutely.
came from, and then we can learn not to make the same mistakes, but also learn when they try to play those same type of games on us, to divide us and split us apart. We
Right.
Right.
already know how to counteract that because we have seen it happen before. Because
Righteous.
the thing is about it is they played those type of games on us because they knew we didn't see it coming.
Right.
So now that we see the history coming and they still playing the same thing, we also need to teach them that, but also have interactions with each other, teach them about balance on how to become a warrior, not just a gangbanger, but a
Righteous.
warrior for the people as far
Right.
as self-defense and learning how to protection, not just physical protection, but spiritual and preventive protection.
Right.
Basically knowing when to somewhat see the situation for what it is, get clarity on it before it get bigger than what it is. And,
Righteous.
and basically learn how to basically problem resolution, show each other love, be more promote about the positive parts about the culture instead of the
Right.
negative, because they do overly promote that. So I think that's what we also need to do, along with the black men and the black women, showing that they can interact with each other, get along with each other, because that's what they strongly banking on more than anything.
Right.
And then when you see stuff like that, that kind of makes the kid set a standard on his own on how he should interact with women and his people at the same time. But that's all I just wanted to add, because like you say, it's multifaceted.
Before
Most
we get up
definitely.
out of here, I want to tell you guys, hey man, God bless all you guys, man. I appreciate the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding that we all shared with each other. And his brother Anthony Covington, hey man, he right. He said something about identity, and that's real. Just knowing our identity, know who we are as people. But at the
Right.
same time, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I think that if we somehow, some way, can start networking with each other, I'm talking about including us right here, but like, so we reach out to Whack 100 because I done seen him put some positivity on his own channel. And actually, he actually had dropped a link, the Whack 100 show or something. He said, if you guys have anything positive to say or anything contribute to, the youth or something, man, drop a line. We'll evaluate it, do a little something, and then we'll reach out to you. I think if we network in the right places and start, especially bringing light to Bobby Ye channel for these type of conversations, we can take it to a larger scale and start reaching people more and almost start a snowball effect. I believe this is true. It's not a dream. This is real. These people are reachable. And I
Right.
think we just gonna have to start networking instead of just leaving it on this level where we're at and talking, and then it just stays there. We have to really start putting this into action. And I'm willing to do the same. I got a couple connections, and we just have to start doing this. What do y'all think before we go?
Hey, I'm in total agreement with you in regards to that.
Okay.
I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I can't disagree with that. That's a good solution.
Most definitely. We need to start exploring buying some land, our land, and building on our land and protecting our land. That's critical as well. At some point in time, we're going to have to isolate ourselves from some of the brothers who refuse to catch on or catch up. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Isolation is going to be key. We're going to have to get up out of the midst of those who are co-opted, those who are working for the United States government to hinder our natural progression towards greatness. We're going to have to get away from these motherfuckers, and if we're not going to take the Nat Turner approach, we just got to segregate ourselves from them. Like
Right.
it says in the Bible, it dust the dust off your sandals and get on. It's coming a time to where we're gonna have to get on, brother, on the reels. But it's a multifaceted thing. We're gonna continue to explore different possible solutions and all this and all that. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. Is there anybody else that want to say something before I get up off this standing name, man?
Nah, man, respect to y'all, man. I'm out of here, man.
Hey,
Respect
we
to you,
appreciate.
Yeah.
brother.
Hey, we appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all you brothers from coming on and kicking game with me, man. It's super appreciated. Mikasa, Sukasa, anytime y'all want to come back, whatever y'all want to talk about, please don't hesitate, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all step and be blessed. Good night to everybody out there, man. Too black, too strong. We all we need, we all we got. Let's live in peace before we be forced to rest in
Mm.
it. Papa, you was wrong, brother. No, I'm just fucking with you, Papa. I'm gone. Hey, I love y'all, man. Good
All
night. We on.
love. All love.